On day 1, I spawned in as Santa Claus. Ho ho ho! Whoa, 10 hearts? That's awesome! Guess that's what I get for being jolly old Saint Nick. And look how snowy it is. It must almost be Christmas already. But wait, where's Santa's workshop? And all of the elves? And the reindeer? Something's wrong. I need to find out. I can't miss Christmas. That'd make me like the worst Santa Claus ever. Maybe that guy over there can help. Hey, I'm Zozo Claus. Do you know where I can find my reindeer? Uh-oh, I'm not sure that guy's actually gonna help me. Isn't that the Wither?
That's right, Zozo. I'm the Wither, and you are doomed.
What? Why?
Because I hate Christmas, and I hate Santa Claus most of all. That's why I captured your reindeer, and it's why I'm going to destroy you.
Uh-oh, looks like I better get out of here. Thankfully, as Santa, I can move like wind on ice. The Wither started firing witherheads at me, but I was too fast for him to land a hit. Time to escape to those frozen mountains over there. Phew, that was a close one. I don't think I've ever met someone who hates Christmas that much. Oh no, who's that weird little black skeleton guy? Is he another villain?
What? No, my name's Wilhelm. I'm a good guy. I live around here. I just look a little scary.
Oh, I'm sorry for judging on first impressions, Wilhelm. Guess I've got a lot to learn before I can really be Santa Claus. And I bet all those snowmen guys over there are actually nice too.
Actually, those are bad snowmen, and they work for the Wither. We need to run.
That sounds like a pretty good idea to me. The snowmen are coming right for us. Let's get out of here. Making Christmas happen is gonna be way harder than I thought. I'm gonna need to make the presents, save the reindeer, and defeat the Wither. On day 2, after hiding out in the icy mountains with Wilhelm overnight, I decided it was time to get started on my new workshop. But first, I'm gonna need some tools. Lucky for me, as Santa Claus, I'm a master craftsman, and people are eager to help me out. Hey Wilhelm, can you lend me any materials? I need to do some crafting.
Sure, I've got a few sticks and wooden planks.
Perfect! I can use that to craft a wooden pickaxe. That's a pretty good start. Of course, Santa's workshop has got to be cozy, like a log cabin, so I need to make my way down to a nearby forest for some wood. But a pickaxe isn't ideal for gathering wood. I better use my pickaxe to mine some stone and make myself an axe. Oh yeah! And I may need to use this axe for more than just chopping wood. There's a devourer, and it looks hungry. I had no idea these lived in the woods. The devourer jumped at me, and I had to dodge to avoid its rings of teeth. That was a close one. Santa's got strong arms from years of carrying all the presents, so he's also got a mean axe swing. Chew on that, devourer. I just wanted to ask you a few questions. With the devourer defeated, it's time to cut down some trees and harvest the wood. I'll take this back up into the mountains and start building my brand new workshop. I needed to make it big and build in a lot of rooms for making different toys and presents. I may be able to save Christmas after all. On day 3, my base was coming along nicely, and I'd made Wilhelm my first helper.
What can I say? I love Christmas. If you let me have a room in the workshop, I'd be happy to lend a hand.
Perfect, but now my workshop is gonna need a little security to keep out any potential Grinches. A stone wall will probably do just fine. But where can I get a ton of stone at once? I can't waste time making a whole new mine myself with Christmas on the way.
Hey Zozo, there's actually an old abandoned stone mine not far from here. Maybe you can get yourself the blocks for a wall there.
Great idea, Wilhelm. After grabbing my wooden pickaxe, I'm on my way. Whoa, I didn't expect this abandoned mine to be so spooky. Is this really the kind of place where Santa Claus would hang out? Wait, are those icemen? What are they doing down here? Is this what happened to all the miners? No, they're coming towards me. Better grab my axe before it's too late. These guys are way tougher than I thought. It's like my axe isn't even hurting them. Oh no, I'm surrounded. It looks like I'm outnumbered. It almost looked like I was done for when a huge one-eyed polypham walked out from the back of the mine.
Hey, leave that guy alone. Isn't he the one who delivers presents to all the good girls and boys?
Just the sound of his voice made all the icemen scatter. I'm just glad he was on my side. Hey, Mr. Polypham, thanks for scaring away all those icemen. I'm Zozo Claus. What's your name? The Polypham seemed touched.
My name? Nobody's ever asked my name before. I'm Ricky the Polypham. I've been trapped in this mine for almost a year now, thanks to the Wither.
Wait, the Wither is after you too? But why?
I used to work for him. I was one of his bodyguards. But last year, I asked him what he wanted for Christmas, and he flipped out on me. I've been on the run ever since.
Wow, this guy really hates Christmas. I guess that's why Santa Claus is his #1 enemy. Say, Ricky, how about you come stay at my base? We should probably stick together.
That sounds great, Zozo. As long as I'm not giving you too much trouble.
Let's do it. But first, would you help me mine some stone? On days 4 to 5, I decided to expand the base to make a new room for Ricky the Polyfam. He's a big guy, being a giant cyclops, so I made him a double-sized room and gave him a double bed to match. He and Wilhelm were really getting on great. Both are scary-looking guys who are actually super nice, so they already had a lot in common.
Wait, you guys are making toys in here? That's rad. Count me in.
That's another helper added to my brand new workshop. This is gonna be the most awesome Christmas ever. Maybe I'm not such a bad Santa after all. And because I still have some excess stone from building the wall, I'm gonna give myself the gift of a brand new stone pickaxe. And now, I'm off on the hunt. Wilhelm and Ricky wanted me to get some shed snake skins from the forest near the base so I can make some banner patterns. The kids will love those. Wow, this forest is way darker than I remember. Time must have gotten away from me now. It must be nighttime. And that means, uh-oh, mobs will be on the prowl. Something's coming towards me out of the dark. Are those night apparitions?
We serve the wither, Zozo. You cannot be allowed to save Christmas. Our master would never allow it.
Then I guess it's time to fight. As the night apparitions flew towards me, I dodged and pulled out my axe. Where's your Christmas cheer, guys?
We're only interested in spreading Christmas fear.
These night apparitions were no match for Santa Claus. After a few strikes from my axe, they took off running. And what's that? Did they drop something? No way! That's the efficiency enchantment. I'll be able to mine faster than ever before now. On days 6 to 8, it started snowing. I'm off in the fields trying to herd some sheep. Here, sheepy, 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 come to Zozo. I know what you're thinking. Why would Santa Claus want to herd sheep? It's because I'm gonna need a lot of wool for all those Christmas sweaters. Herding these guys is a lot harder than I thought. Where's a shepherd when you need one?
It is I, Zozo. Are you ready to meet your doom?
I asked for a shepherd, not a wither. How did he find me here?
You don't understand, Zozo. I'm growing in power. I know all and see all. Soon enough, I'll be able to take on my true final form, the Wither Storm. When I achieve my destiny, I will destroy the entire world.
You're bluffing, Wither. There's no way you'll ever be that powerful. Evil can't win during the holidays.
Ha 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 ha! You fool! Bear witness to my supreme power.
That's when the ground exploded next to me. It knocked out half of my hearts immediately. I didn't know he could do that. He's too powerful. I can't fight him. I better run.
You can run, Zozo, but you can't hide.
As I tried to run away, the ground kept exploding next to me. Every time, I only barely escaped with my life. It's like he's got some kind of deadly psychic powers. Boom! Bam! Every explosion left a huge crater in the ground, and the sheep started to scatter. As I ran, the wither kept floating behind me.
Getting tired, Zozo? I suppose the Christmas spirit can only take you so far. Now perish!
Another huge crater exploded into the ground, and I fell into it. Only one heart left. I never knew he could be this dangerous.
It's over. Now there'll never be a Christmas. I win! The Wither wins!
I'm trapped in this pit, and it looks like he's charging up another attack. Oh no, I'm doomed! How can I escape this one? Wait, I have a stone pickaxe and the efficiency enchantment. If I can't escape up, I can mine and escape down. It's perfect! I mined with all my might as the Wither unleashed a final blast behind me, caving in the tunnel. But it's already too late. I've escaped.
I'll get you next time, Zozo!
On days 9 to 10, I was hanging out at the base with Wilhelm and Ricky, still recovering from my last battle with the Wither. I can't believe he took me down to one heart. If I hadn't had such quick thinking, I would have been doomed. What if next time, I'm not so lucky?
Don't worry, Zozo. He caught you off guard. The exact same thing would happen to anyone. I thought your escape was really cool.
Yeah, Zozo, you did the best you could. Don't beat yourself up. We need to stay in the Christmas spirit, or we won't be able to finish making all the toys. How can we get you feeling jolly again?
That's when I came up with an idea. I could build a statue, a giant Christmas tree statue. That'll give everyone the Christmas spirit they need. If I can make myself some green concrete, I'll be able to make it the perfect color too. I just needed to score some sand, some gravel, and some green dye. Time to start building this tree. I can worry about the decorations later. I need to make this thing huge so everyone can see it. This is going to be a real project. But just because I'm building a new statue doesn't mean I can afford to forget about my workshop. First, I build a second story so I can build in a few more workrooms. I also started building a new personal mine into the back of the mountain near the base. This is perfect. We won't need to travel now to get extra building materials. This is more like it. Even if the Wither is more powerful now, our workshop is getting more powerful too. On days 11 to 12, I decided if I wanted to stop the Wither from destroying Christmas, I needed to understand him first. After all, I thought Wilhelm was scary when I first met him, but as I got to know him, I realized he was actually a super nice guy. And Santa Claus needs to believe that there's a little bit of good in everyone, deep down. That's why I went to talk to Ricky the Polyfam about him. Hey Ricky, back when I first met you, didn't you tell me that you used to work for the Wither?
Oh yeah, I worked for him for 3 years. I probably should have quit sooner, honestly. He was a real jerk, but I needed the dental coverage. The day he started blasting Wither faces at me, I knew it was all over.
But there's gotta be a reason why he's such a jerk, right? And why he hates Christmas so much. If we can figure that out, maybe we can actually stop him. That's when Ricky sighed and told me the story, the one he'd heard again and again while working for the Wither.
You see, back when the Wither was just a little Wither kid, he'd always behaved badly because of his parents, a pair of Wither skeletons, who always ignored him. He needed some kind of way to make people notice him, and because no one had ever taught him to be kind, he decided to be evil instead. But because he was a bad kid, whenever Christmas came around, the Wither would never get any real presents from Santa Claus. He'd just get coal. That only made him more angry and bitter, and it caused him to vow revenge against Santa Claus and the whole Christmas season.
Of course, it all made sense. It was the perfect tragic backstory for such a three-headed Scrooge. But how did he get so powerful? That's the one thing that doesn't make sense.
Well, coal is a pretty bad present for a kid, but when the Wither grew up, he realized that coal was actually an incredibly valuable material, and he had a lot of it. That's why he built himself a giant castle called the Foundry, which is full of giant furnaces where the coal is always burning. It helps him to craft powerful items and enchantments. He turned the source of his pain into one of his greatest powers.
Wow, I thought that hearing about the Wither's backstory would make it easier to defeat him, but now I'm not so sure. From days 13 to 15, I decided that I needed to get some food in case the Wither attacked again so I could restore some hearts. While Wilhelm and Ricky were working away at the base, I went out to the forest to find some delicious apples. Apples are a tasty, healthy snack and a good way to get back hearts. These are great! I love apples! But wait, this place seems weirdly familiar. Oh, I know, it's because the abandoned mine where I met Ricky is near here. I wonder if those icemen are still down there. At first, I was a little scared to go down there and take them on. Then I realized the Wither is way stronger than the icemen, and if I can't take them on, I have no hope of defeating the Wither. I need to be brave. I need to do this. I grabbed my axe and ventured down into the abandoned mine. Icemen, come out wherever you are. That got their attention. The Icemen came storming in, swords ready to slice and dice. But I'd already survived the Wither, and surely I can survive these guys too. I ran in and fought every one of them, managing to dodge their hits and strike them with my axe until they all gave in.
Okay, you win! You win! We can't beat you. What now? Are you gonna finish us off?
No way! Santa Claus wouldn't do that. Christmas is a time of forgiveness. How about you guys come back to the base with me? Our workshop needs some new helpers.
Thank you, Zozo, thank you. You're so kind. You really are like Santa Claus.
And defeating people with kindness must be how Santa levels up, because now I have 20 hearts. That's twice as much. And a new weapon, a special snowball shooter, an extremely strong ranged weapon. I better save this for an emergency. On days 16 to 19, I needed to go on the hunt for some new materials. I needed some red blocks to add to my Christmas tree statue as decorations. But where would be the best place to get them? Red concrete seemed a little drab. I know, I can get myself some red mushroom blocks. I grabbed my stone pickaxe and tried to harvest some mushroom blocks, but it didn't work. Why? That's when I remembered something Wilhelm told me.
Zozo, if you want to mine more delicate things like mushroom blocks, you'll need the Silk Touch enchantment on your pickaxe.
Of course, and I think I can learn that enchantment from the ancient cave library. There are plenty of old books full of strange enchantments in there. I mined my way into the cave, but it looked like I had company. The cave was full of cave spiders. I can't waste my special snowball shooter on the cave spiders. Thankfully, I have a backup plan. One of the icemen gave me an iron sword. He told me he didn't need it anymore. Now he's retired to work at my workshop. Prepare to taste some iron, spiders. There are so many of them down here. Maybe caves are named after cave spiders, rather than the other way around. But once they were defeated, I got to the library of ancient books and grabbed the enchantment book for Silk Touch. I enchanted my pickaxe, and now I can collect all the mushroom blocks I like. The Christmas tree statue is gonna look so awesome when I'm done. On days 20 to 22, I got a rude awakening from Wilhelm.
Zozo, I'm sorry to wake you up so early, but I've got some bad news. I was collecting some apples outside this morning, and I saw the Wither on his way towards the base. We need to stop him.
Not exactly the nicest way to wake up. I prefer bacon and eggs. Instead, I need to grab my snowball shooter and my sword, just in case, and go meet the Wither. By the time I was up and dressed, the Wither was already here. He was floating right outside the workshop, laughing evilly.
You thought you could escape me, Zozo? How pathetic. Do you really believe that a little Christmas cheer can truly defeat my empire of evil? I could blow up your entire workshop with a thought.
But you won't.
Oh yes? Why not?
Because it'd be over too quick. If you wanted to defeat me and destroy my Christmas workshop, it'd be a one-on-one fight, not just blowing it all up at once.
I hate to admit it, but you have a point. Let's fight, Zozo.
And with that, he appeared right behind me and blasted a Wither face right at me. I was able to dodge it and pull out my sword just in time, striking back at the Wither.
Impressive, Zozo. Now try this one on for size.
He blasted face after face at me, but I was stronger than I used to be. I could strike back or dodge every single one, each time getting closer to the Wither. He was starting to get nervous, I could tell. Hope you're ready for a Yuletide beatdown, Wither. I was eventually close enough to draw my snowball shooter and line up a good shot when, boom, he was gone. The Wither disappeared. We never got to finish our fight. But now, I knew next time I might actually have a chance of beating him. Christmas might be saved after all. On days 23 to 26, I was helping Wilhelm, Ricky, and the Iceman build toys in the workshop. We were going to need to make as many as possible if we were going to save Christmas. But halfway through, one of the Icemen came over to me with a present.
Hey Zozo, me and the other icy boys wanted to thank you for letting us off the hook. As a way of thanking you, we wanted to give you this gift we made. In the spirit of Christmas, you know?
That's when he handed me a pair of Outback leggings, and they looked pretty cool, if I do say so myself.
But it's more than that. The Wither uses ranged projectile attacks, and these leggings give the wearer a chance to dodge any projectile attack fired at him.
Wow.
We figured it might come in handy.
Oh, this will come in super handy. Thank you so much, Iceman.
We even put a special inscription for you in the back of the pants. Take a look.
Let's see, it says that everyone should like the video, subscribe to Zozo, and tell us what adventure you'd like to see next down in the comments. I don't know what that means, but it sounds pretty awesome to me. On days 27 to 31, I continued my work on the giant Christmas tree statue while the rest of the gang worked on all the toys and presents. The mushroom blocks had added a nice splash of red to the statue, but I think it still needed a little more green. But seeing as the whole thing was made out of green concrete, I needed a bright green that would really stand out. It had to be green emerald blocks. But to get emerald blocks, I needed to mine emeralds. And to mine emeralds, I need a stronger pickaxe. Thankfully, using Santa's crafting skills, I whipped up an iron pickaxe and set off on an adventure. Off to the Emerald City! Emerald Mines. I'm not sure why I said that. It took a couple days of traveling to arrive at an emerald cave where I could do some mining, but when I did, I realized I wasn't the only one there. Skeletons! And they've all got bows! I guess you guys probably aren't going to want to share those emeralds. They did not. What they did want was to shoot me with a bunch of arrows. What they didn't know was that this was the perfect opportunity to test out my new Outback leggings. With the help of those magical pants, I dodged every arrow and took out the skellies with my iron sword. You're all getting coal in your stockings this year, boys. With them out of the way, I was able to mine some emeralds. I used these emeralds to make emerald blocks. These will make perfect decorations for the Christmas tree statue. On days 32 to 35, I was wandering through a forest looking for supplies when I saw something shocking. An old man, the Pied Piper, was being dragged along by a group of 3 terrifying skeletons. It looked like they had taken the poor guy prisoner. I had to do something. I ran in with my snowball shooter drawn. Get away from that guy, you skeleton creeps! I was hoping it'd be enough to just wave the shooter around and scare these bad guys away, but apparently not. All 3 started charging at me, so in a moment of panic, I pulled the trigger. Boom! Whoa, that snowball shooter is so powerful. It destroyed one of the skeletons in one shot. That sent a pretty strong message to the other 2. They ran for the hills, and I ran in to help the Pied Piper. Hey, are you okay, sir? What was happening there?
It wasn't anything I hadn't dealt with before. That darn Wither.
Wait, the Wither is behind this too? What did he want with you?
I used to be his babysitter back when he was a little Wither kid. He always hated me. Maybe if he would have gotten that novelty hat, he would have turned out different.
Novelty hat?
Yeah, it was what he always wanted for Christmas back then, but he always got coal.
Maybe that's the key. Maybe if I figure out how to get a novelty hat for the Wither, I can change his mind and save Christmas after all. From days 36 to 39, I went on a quest to find the novelty hat that the Wither always wanted back when he was a kid. After all, isn't it Santa Claus's job to find the perfect gift for everybody and help encourage them to be kind to each other? I thought this would be an easy little quest until I found out who actually had the novelty hat. A guy known as the Reaver of Nightmare Mountain. Nightmare Mountain, by the way, is a giant volcano. The Reaver has an evil lair inside where he keeps all of his favorite weapons and also the novelty hat. Okay, I think the Reaver might throw me into some lava if I just try to head in there and fight him. I needed to find another way in. Thankfully, I was able to make a plan. Using my efficiency enchantment, I could tunnel in from behind rather than going in from the top. Hopefully, the Reaver wouldn't notice me, and if he did, at least I'd be able to use the snowball shooter. Now I know how powerful that weapon is. It might hurt him, maybe. Well, here goes nothing. From days 40 to 43, I decided to go through with my plans. If I could get my hands on that novelty hat, maybe I could stop the Wither without even needing to fight him. That would be the most Santa-like way to solve this whole problem. I pulled out my iron pickaxe and started plowing through the side of the volcano. So far, so good. That efficiency enchantment is the Christmas gift that keeps on giving. But things weren't so easy when I actually got in there. Turns out, while I was mining fast, I wasn't mining quietly. The Reaver had heard me the whole time, and he was waiting for me on the other side.
How dare you bust into my home unannounced?
This isn't going well. I pulled out my iron sword and tried to attack the Reaver, but he was too strong. It didn't even damage him. And with every hit he gave me with his giant fists, he took 5 hearts. He was the strongest enemy I'd faced since the Wither himself.
This'll teach you to mess with people's privacy? Who do you think you are?
I'm Zozo, and I'm trying to be Santa Claus. I just wanted to come in and get the novelty hat so I could give the Wither the Christmas spirit.
Oh, why didn't you say so? I love Christmas. I'd be happy to lend a hand.
And as it turns out, he did. The Reaver gave me his novelty hat and asked if he could come stay at the workshop with me.
I don't actually like the heat that much. Staying in a cabin up in the snowy mountains suits me way better than staying in this volcano.
And because I showed kindness to solve a problem, I got another Santa upgrade. Now I have 30 hearts and I'm bigger and stronger than before. We both went back to the Pied Piper in the forest and showed him the novelty hat.
That's the exact kind of hat he always used to talk about. Maybe you will finally get through to him.
On days 44 to 49, I got back to work on the statue in the base. Even though I had the hat, it's not like I can just roll up to the Wither's evil lair. I don't think he'd hear me out. I hid the novelty hat inside the chest and then started renovating. First, I built more green concrete in the workshop and started building the statue even higher. The taller it was, the more Christmas spirit it'd give to everyone who saw it. This has got to be the coolest Christmas tree ever made. And now, with the Reaver added to the squad, I needed to make another new room for the base. I was sure to make the roof extra tall because the Reaver was even bigger than Ricky.
Wow, this place is nice. Thanks for letting me come back with you, Zozo. And I'm sorry for hitting you when you tunneled through the wall of my old house. Christmas is a time of forgiveness, right?
On days 50 to 53, everything changed. After all the threats, quests, and battles, the Wither returned to the workshop, and this time, he brought friends.
Surprise, Zozo. I bet you thought you'd seen the last of me.
The Wither was surrounded by a legion of Nightwalkers, huge, scary, supernatural creatures of darkness. Why don't you come and face me directly, Wither? We don't need to make this a big deal. It's Christmas.
Oh, you and your worthless Christmas.
I even have a gift for you.
I have a better one for you, Zozo. Complete destruction. Attack my Nightwalkers. Destroy them all.
The Nightwalkers immediately swarmed, flying in and attacking the workshop. At least I wasn't alone. All my new friends, Wilhelm, Ricky, the Iceman, and Reaver, were there to help me out. Now it's more of a fair fight. Wilhelm fired a bow at the advancing Nightwalkers. Ricky used a huge axe to take out monster after monster. The Icemen grabbed their swords again and entered the battle. And the Reaver was so strong, he was able to take out Nightwalkers with punches alone.
I can do this all day. Rita rules.
It was clear that we were starting to win, and the Wither didn't like that. It's why he activated his most sinister power, telekinetic explosions. A huge part of the base suddenly exploded, leaving a crater in the ground. No, the novelty hat was in a chest in there. But by then, the Wither was already gone, and he took Ricky with him. I was so angry about this change of fate, I took on the rest of the Nightwalkers myself and defeated every last one with an iron sword. By the time I was done, I upgraded again. I was taller, stronger, had another 5 hearts, but most importantly of all, I had a brand new ability, the Cosmic Ho Ho Ho!
Looks like you've become such a powerful Santa Claus. Your ho-ho-ho can frighten away enemies who know they're naughty.
That's definitely an upgrade, but I can't afford to celebrate. Not until I get Ricky back safely and save Christmas! On days 54 to 57, I needed to build back the base after the Wither and his minions had blown half of it up. I headed back down into the forest with an axe to collect some new wood for the repairs. This was seriously going to affect our gift-making schedule. We're gonna need to work double time if we want to get all of this ready for Christmas. While Wilhelm, Reaver, and the Iceman were rebuilding, I went back to an old friend, the Pied Piper that I'd rescued from those Wither skeleton jockeys. I need your help, Pied Piper. I got the novelty hat, but the Wither destroyed it before I had a chance to give it to him. And he kidnapped Ricky. Now he's got my friend and my reindeer held hostage.
Oh, this is bad.
I know that much, Piper. Is there anything else you can tell me?
Well, I can't tell you how to defeat the Wither, but I do know where he might be keeping your friend. When he captured me, his minions were taking me to the ice dungeon. It's an off-the-book prison he keeps his enemies in before they're dragged off to the foundry, but it's heavily guarded and hard to get to.
Anything is worth it to save my friend and to save Christmas. The Pied Piper gave me the directions to the ice dungeon, but before I went on my daring rescue mission, I'd need to step up my game again. On days 58 to 62, I started preparing for my epic rescue mission. I'd gotten a lot stronger than I was before, but if the ice dungeon really was as dangerous as the Pied Piper said it was, I needed to go in as prepared as I could. And that would only mean one thing: full diamond armor. I traveled to an underground cavern where I'd heard rumors of a diamond vein, with an iron pickaxe ready to go. The deeper I got into the cavern, the darker it got, until only an underground river of magma was lighting my way. I never would have been brave enough to do this earlier. Guess I've really come a long way. That's when the Hellhounds arrived. Good doggy. Good doggy. But appealing to their sense of flattery didn't work. The Hellhounds looked angry and hungry, and Santa Claus was on the menu tonight. That's one way to fast-track yourself onto the naughty list. As they all charged me though, I took in a deep breath and let out a ho, ho, ho that sent those infernal doggies running off into the dark. Heck yeah, this new ability is paying off already. With the Hellhounds taken care of, I mined some diamonds and made my way back to the base. There, I finally made the armor and weapons I needed to take on the ice dungeon. Full diamond armor, and of course, a diamond sword. I'm coming for you, Ricky. On days 63 to 66, I realized I needed a little inspiration before I went on my most dangerous rescue mission yet. I carried on working on the statue. It finally felt like it was big enough. I added green concrete until it was huge. Then added more red mushroom blocks and emerald blocks until the whole thing twinkled. But it was missing something. But what? Of course, a Christmas tree needs an angel or a star on top of it to make it complete. But how do you make an angel or a star? But making a Christmas tree isn't the only way to spread Christmas cheer. You can also hit the red button and subscribe to Zozo, and tell your friends to subscribe too, so you can enjoy all these adventures together. On days 67 to 70, I equipped my diamond armor and grabbed my diamond sword, then set off for the frozen ice dungeon deep in the frozen wastes. I was going to save Ricky from the clutches of the Wither by any means necessary. But of course, the ice dungeon was guarded by a horde of snow beasts. You picked the wrong day to mess with Santa, you nasty little snow creeps. I drew my sword and went in on the snow beasts, taking each one out in one swing. But what they lacked in strength, they made up for in numbers. Every time I thought I'd taken them all out, more came through. In the end, I needed to pull out the big moves again. Ho, ho, ho! That sent them all running. Now, it was just me versus the door. I pulled out my pickaxe and started going at the entrance until there was nothing left to stop me. It was time. I was going in. On days 71 to 74, I started fighting my way through the dreaded ice dungeon to try and find Ricky. But someone was already waiting for me inside. It was the Ice Wizard, one of the Wither's most loyal and powerful minions.
Well, it's ice to meet you, Zozo. How about you chill out? I made this whole dungeon for the Wither. It's pretty cool, don't you think?
Enough with the rancid ice puns, Wizard. Where's my friend?
If you want your friend, you're going to need to find him yourself, Zozo. and that's no joke.
Curse you, Ice Wizard! With that, the Ice Wizard disappeared, and he sent his first wave of minions right at me. A group of ice piglins. Lucky for me, with my new diamond armor, they couldn't leave a scratch on me. But when I went after them with my diamond sword, it was a whole different story. Take that, and that, and that! Soon enough, they were all taken care of, and I was heading deeper into the ice dungeon. But it wasn't going to be that easy.
You'll find I'm an awful lot more slippery than that, Zozo. You know? Slippery? Like ice?
Yes, I got the joke. Don't over-explain it. A door in one of the walls opened, and several ice gas poured out, flying around the room, firing ice balls at me. Thankfully, I still had a long-range weapon, my snowball shooter. Reach for the skies, ice gas. Bang, bang, bang. They're gone. Wow, this snowball shooter is still coming in handy. One of them even dropped a potion. Potion of knockback resistance. I better drink it. You never know when it'll be useful. With all of the enemies taken care of, it was time to chase the Ice Wizard and find out where he was keeping Ricky. I wasn't letting him get away with this. I found a huge door at the end of the hall. This must be where they keep all the important prisoners. I burst through the doors and I was surrounded by mutant snow golems with the Ice Wizard standing in the middle, laughing at me.
You're right, Zozo. This is where we're going to keep an important prisoner. You!
On days 75 to 78, I was in a really sticky situation. Ambushed, surrounded, and most of all, confused. Where's Ricky? I don't understand.
Ricky? Ricky. Wow, talk about brain freeze. His name doesn't ring a bell. Did he look like this?
Flash! The Ice Wizard transformed into the Polyfam I thought I knew and loved. Ricky! Wait, you're Ricky?
Always have been, Zozo. Sorry.
Flash! He transformed back into the Ice Wizard, looking smug as ever.
There was never a Ricky. He was just a ruse so that I could infiltrate your base and spy for the Wither, then lure you out here. And look, the plan worked perfectly.
I felt so betrayed. So this whole thing had been a trap. Maybe the Wither was a lot more diabolical than I first thought. But that would have to wait. I'd need to figure a way out first. Okay, Ricky, or Ice Wizard, or whoever you are, you wanna fight? Let's fight.
Yeah, I'd love to fight. Get him, boys!
The mutant snow golems came running at me. I barely had time to defend myself, and I lost a few hearts as they hit me again and again. Then I pulled out my diamond sword and took the fight to them. I was a much more experienced fighter than these golems, so I was able to outmatch and defeat them. Okay, Ice Wizard, let's do this.
Guess it's time I finally put you on ice.
You already did the ice thing, you jerk. The Ice Wizard started to transform again, but this time it wasn't into Ricky. He became a towering monster called the Snow Nightmare and unleashed a jet of icy breath that would have blown me backwards if I hadn't already taken the potion of knockback resistance.
Looks like you'll be harder to defeat than I thought. But don't worry, Zozo. I like a good challenge.
More ice gas flew into the room, and I needed to pull out my snowball shooter to fend them off. All the while, I needed to dodge strikes and snowballs from the Snow Nightmare. But when the ice gas were shot down, it was time for me to finally bring the Snow Nightmare to an end. No more terrible ice puns! Not now, not ever! And with a few well-placed strikes of my diamond sword, the Snow Nightmare and the Ice Wizard were gone. It was time to leave the ice dungeon and never return. On days 79 to 84, things got a whole lot worse. I stepped outside the now empty ice dungeon, and the Wither was waiting for me, floating above.
I didn't expect you to leave the ice dungeon alive, Zozo. The Ice Wizard was one of my strongest minions. You've impressed me. Our battle for the soul of Christmas will be one for the ages.
I don't even know if I want to fight you, Wither. Sure, you tricked me. You attacked me, you kidnapped my reindeer, you blew up my base, and you almost blew me up. But I'm meant to be Santa Claus, and Santa Claus is all about giving second chances. Suddenly, the ground exploded next to me. The Wither had used his explosion attack again, but this time, my extra hearts and diamond armor kept me from taking too much damage.
Very impressive, Zozo, but you're not the only one who can get stronger. Watch me as I assume my final form.
Storm clouds gathered up above, and rain began to fall. The Wither became larger, darker, more powerful. The sheer force of his new form caused the ice dungeon to explode into smithereens behind me.
This is true power, Zozo!
Even as powerful as I'd gotten, there was no way I could defeat him. I pulled out my snowball shooter and fired. It did nothing. As the wither grew bigger and more powerful by the second, all I could do was run back to my base, or I'd be done for. But what if he followed me back? Then Christmas wouldn't be coming this year. On days 85 to 89, I returned to the workshop where Wilhelm, Reaver, and the Iceman had been working hard building all the toys and presents. I just wish I had better news to give them.
Zozo, we're so glad you're back. We were worried about you. Where's Ricky?
Guys, I'm so sorry, but we were tricked. Ricky was always just one of the Wither's minions in disguise. And now, the Wither is stronger than ever. I don't know if we're going to be able to win this one. But Wilhelm, my first ever friend here, wasn't going to let me get down on myself here.
I think I've made something that can help. A new weapon, the mace. It's slow, but it's also one of the most powerful weapons ever made. If you can land 2 hits on the Witherstorm, you might be able to take him down for good.
Wow, this weapon is incredible. Thank you, Wilhelm. This is the best Christmas present I've ever gotten. And that's when I got an idea. I realized exactly how to finish the statue, topping it off with a brilliant, bright star. I climbed to the top and created a bonfire, which would spread the light of Christmas cheer to all across the land. The statue was finally done. That's when Reaver approached me, and he had an idea of his own.
Zozo, so I know the novelty hat that you took from me got destroyed, but I do remember where you might be able to buy another.
On days 90 to 94, I traveled for miles until I found a small village that Reaver told me about. All the villagers were getting ready for Christmas. It was only days away now, and the pressure was really on. I needed that hat, or all of this might have been doomed. I found my way to the local hat store and went inside. And there it was, a novelty hat exactly like the one I got from Reaver. Excuse me, Mr. Vendor person, can I please have that hat? I don't have any money right now, but I promise it's an emergency. I need it to save Christmas.
Nah, I think I'd prefer the money.
Okay, I also have this extremely powerful mace that could probably destroy this entire store in one hit.
All right then, all right, the hat is yours. Take this redstone dust as well for your trouble.
On days 95 to 97, I applied every upgrade I possibly could to all of my gear. I gave my mace fire aspect and knockback enchantments to make it even more dangerous if I ever needed to use it. I prepared potions of healing, regeneration, and strength. I even made a few grenades using the redstone dust in case I needed to spread some fiery Christmas cheer. I was almost ready for the final battle. On day 98, I spoke to Wilhelm, Reaver, and the Iceman for what could be the last time. It was now or never. We needed to have all of our bases covered. Okay guys, just so we're clear on the plan. I'm going to go and confront the Wither, get the reindeer back, and give him a gift that will hopefully restore his Christmas spirit, right?
Right.
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 But tomorrow is Christmas Eve, our last chance to get all the toys and gifts ready to deliver. So while I'm confronting the Wither, you need to make sure everything is ready for me, right?
Right.
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 And there's one more important thing you need to know. It's probably the most important thing of all.
And what's that, Zozo?
Everyone watching this needs to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment telling us what adventure they'd like us to try out next. And with that out of the way, it was time for the final battle to unfold. On day 99, I made my way to the foundry, the Wither's huge, coal-powered base. It was so much bigger than mine, but it seemed so lonely. The Wither didn't have any minions left. He just floated above the lair, incredibly powerful, but completely alone.
So, you finally come to face me on my own terms, Zozo. You've realized what a futile waste of time it is to make Christmas happen. As if anyone here really needed it.
That's where you're wrong, Wither. I don't think anyone has ever needed Christmas more than you. I'm just sorry that nobody has ever given you a chance to be a part of it.
You fool! The only person who won't be getting a chance here is you. It's time to end this.
But I was ready. Drawing on all the power of Christmas cheer, I entered my final form, the true Christmas spirit. 100 hearts, almost unbreakable armor, and an unstoppable drive to spread good cheer. Come get me, Wither! And he did. The Wither struck me again and again with his full power, but nothing seemed to work. His darkness couldn't hurt the light I was putting out.
This is impossible! I am the most powerful entity in the world!
Actually, you seem like a sad, lonely little creature. But it's okay, I can help. But he wouldn't give up. He kept getting bigger and stronger. I threw my grenades. I fired my snowball shooter. Nothing slowed him down. In the end, I knew I needed to use my ultimate weapon, the enchanted mace. You don't want to go on my naughty list this time, Wither. Bam! With one hit of my mace at full power, the Wither was down for the count, cut back to his proper size. He lay on the ground, injured, but alive.
And I suppose you'll want to finish me off, Zozo. Go ahead. It's probably what I deserve.
No, Wither. I want to give you this. Merry Christmas.
Wait, is this the novelty hat? I've always wanted the novelty hat. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Zozo.
Hey, I'm Santa Claus here. It's just what I do. Now, I could use another helper. Want to give me a hand delivering gifts to everyone else?
Yes, I think I'd like that very much.
On day 100, after delivering toys and presents to children all over the world, we decided to go back to the workshop. Even the Wither, who'd turned a new leaf, came back with us. We decided to have a Christmas feast together, then have a nice, relaxing evening in front of the fireplace. I think we've all earned a rest until next Christmas. On day 1, I spawned into the freezing cold Alps as Supersonic! Whoa, look at me! I'm super fast and solid gold! This is one thing cooler than being Sonic, even if I only have 10 hearts! I was so distracted by my own cool shiny skin that I didn't even notice a massive obsidian golem stomping towards me through the snow.
How? Who goes there?
You should have asked, who's Zo's there? Because I'm Zozo. It's nice to meet you.
This is no time to joke. Golems everywhere are under threat right now, and if I believe you might be involved with a threat against us, I'll need to take you in for questioning.
Sure, you can take me in for questioning, but you'll need to catch me first. I turned and ran off unbelievably fast, zipping across the Alps way faster than the obsidian golem could ever follow me. It felt like I was going to escape until I ran up into another obsidian golem standing right in front of me. What? How did you get here so fast?
I didn't. I'm another guy, you dingus. Now come with me before I smash you with my big golem fist.
Guess I can't argue with that. And with that, he led me away. On day 2, the huge obsidian golem led me back to a fortified base hidden deep in the Alps. I was led into a cell, and the obsidian golem locked the door behind me.
You better stay well behaved, Zozo. We don't want to hurt you if we don't have to. But if you make trouble for us, I'll make even bigger trouble for you.
Okay, I get it. You're a big scary golem. I won't mess with you.
Thank you for getting it. I didn't want to labor the point.
Golem left, and left me in an obviously not ideal situation. Darn, I really need to figure out how to get out of here, and figure out what's going on in the overworld. Clearly something isn't right.
You're not the only one who feels that way, mate.
I turned and saw a drop bear sitting in the cell with me. Somehow, I hadn't even noticed him in here.
G'day, I'm Dave. Dave the Drop Bear. I was on vacation from down under, sightseeing in the Alps, and these big nasty golem blokes wrapped me on the knuckles and dragged me in here.
You too, huh? I'm Zozo. It's nice to meet you, Dave. We need to figure out a way out of this place.
Well, I've tried myself, mate. If it was easy, I would have done it already.
Okay, let me think. I don't have any tools, but I do have super speed. Maybe if I run at the wall with enough speed, I can break a hole into it.
Couldn't hurt to try, mate. Well, it might hurt you to go into the wall really fast, but still, I encourage trying whenever I can.
I took an epic run up, well, as epic as the size of the cell allowed, and ran straight into the wall. It broke enough of the blocks to let me and Dave escape, even if the impact did take off a few hearts.
You're a legend, Zozo. I hope we meet again someday.
Same here, Dave. Be safe out there. So we both made our ways out into the world, hoping that those nasty obsidian golems wouldn't find us. On day 3, I continued traveling through the Alps, trying to find a safe way out, but my body was still aching from running into that wall at super speed. Ow, ow, ow. It worked, but in hindsight, I'm not sure why I thought that would be a good idea. But I wasn't just hurting, I was also hungry, and I needed to find some food soon, or I wouldn't even have the strength to run. What I'd do for a chili dog right now. But I didn't find a chili dog. Instead, I found some apples laying around and ate as many as I could to replenish my hunger bar. That's more like it. At least I won't starve and freeze up on this mountain. My relief was short-lived because a huge figure came rolling out of the snow towards me, even bigger and stronger than the obsidian golems. Oh no, I'm totally gonna be destroyed. I'm having terrible luck this week.
Be not afraid, stranger. I am Humbaba, the wise, brave, and honest. And seeing as you're wandering through the snow, alone and afraid, I assume you've had an unfortunate run-in with the golems.
How'd you guess?
Believe me, I have good reason to know. Come with me, stranger. I'll keep you safe. and you can help me with a little something I've been working on.
And so I followed Humbaba through the snow, having no idea what would happen next. From day 4 to day 5, we finally left the Alps and entered the ancient forest, which was actually a lot more comfortable than all the freezing cold of the Alps. We arrived at Humbaba's base a little while after, where he gave me my first set of stone tools and a stone sword. Why are you giving me these?
Because you need to get stronger, stranger. If you want to help me save the world, you need your own base, and you need to get better at fighting.
But what are you trying to save the world from, Humbaba? Oh, and by the way, my name's Zozo.
Once, they called me the king of the beasts. That means I ruled all the animals, and I did so kindly and fairly. Then came the cruel and diabolical golems, who toppled me from my throne and tried to capture and enslave all the animals I once represented.
That's terrible!
It certainly is. So go, Zozo, get stronger, and then return to me. We will save this world together.
I left Humbaba's base and went further into the ancient forest. Eventually, I found a decent clearing and started cutting down trees and mining stone to start building myself a cool little base. This is coming along well. It'll be nice to be in a room that I haven't been locked in by somebody else. But saying that out loud, ironically, attracted the attention of one of the obsidian golems who'd locked me up.
There you are! You owe us some emeralds after damaging a wall!
I don't owe you guys anything. Using my super speed, I ran in and attacked him with my stone sword, too fast for him to even fight back. Moments later, he was defeated, and I'd gained enough XP to level up. I got bigger, tougher, faster, and gained an awesome jump boost. I now also had 30 hearts instead of just 10. I'm really living up to my supersonic name. From day 6 to day 8, I was running back and forth through the ancient forest to test my super jumps and super speed. But along the way, I ran into an old friend, Dave the Drop Bear. Aw, hey Dave, fancy seeing you here.
Zozo, good to see you, mate. You're looking bigger and stronger since we last met each other. Have you been working out?
I have, thank you for noticing. What are you doing in the ancient forest, Dave?
Oh, I've been laying low, mate. Keeping it old school. Those obsidian golems came looking for me.
You too? Gosh, it seems like Humbaba was right. These obsidian golems are never going to give up unless we stop them.
Humbaba? What's that?
Oh, just a friend of mine. One I should probably go and see. I returned to Humbaba, eager to take on my first mission and stop these awful golems from taking over our lives.
I'm glad you've come to realize how important our mission is, Zozo. But it's much bigger than just obsidian golems. It's all of them. Your first mission will be a trial by fire, literally. Go to the savannah and defeat the magma golem. If you are strong enough, victory will be yours.
From day 9 to day 10, I followed Humbaba's instructions and went out to the savannah. Boy, it's so hot out here. It almost makes me regret complaining about how cold the Alps were. But that heat wasn't just the climate. It was the heat coming off of a big, hot magma golem I was creeping up on. I approached carefully, ready to use a burst of speed to take him out with a surprise attack. But instead, he turned and caught me.
Are you trying to sneak up on me, you little creep? That's not a good idea. You won't like what I do to people who sneak up on me.
Don't worry, nobody is ever gonna do it again after this, cause I'm gonna defeat you. Humbaba told me exactly where to find you, and here you are.
You're one of Humbaba's goons? That makes all too much sense.
I'm not a goon, I'm a hero. Let's go. I ran in at super speed and used my jump boost to leap over him. I pulled out my stone sword and attacked him as fast as I could. He turned and landed a few powerful hits on me, but in the end, I was victorious. Wow, I lost a lot of hearts in that battle. This isn't good.
That's where I come in.
I turned and saw that Dave the Drop Bear was walking towards me again. Dave, how did you find me?
Pure luck. I had some commotion and ran right over. Yeah, I have a healing potion, mate.
I drank the potion that Dave gave me and felt my hearts replenishing.
Why are you out here anyway, Zozo?
My friend Humbaba sent me out here to fight the magma golem. It was harder than I thought.
He sends you on dangerous missions. That's a strange thing for a friend to do.
We've got an important goal, Dave. You wouldn't understand. Thanks for the health potion, though. I'll pay you back for this someday. And with that, I ran off at the speed of sound to tell Humbaba about my victory. From day 11 to day 12, I rushed back to the ancient forest to tell Humbaba the good news.
Welcome back, Zozo.
Were you successful in your mission?
I sure was. It was pretty tough, but I managed to defeat the magma golem, just like you asked.
Excellent. But our work is far from over. If we are going to truly win the battle against the golems, you must become stronger. Get yourself some iron armor and weapons, then return to the savannah to seek out the remaining golems there. We must eradicate them from the land.
Oh, that sounds kind of intense.
Don't you trust me?
Well, I have no reason not to, so I guess I'll get going. I journeyed to a nearby cave and started looking for some iron ore. After a little while, I managed to find some. Time to make some new gear with this. I used the iron to fashion some iron armor, an iron sword, and an iron pickaxe. As I was getting ready to leave the cave, the obsidian golem appeared. He looked pretty mad.
There you are, Humbaba's evil henchman.
Why do you guys keep saying stuff like that? I'm a good guy.
Good guys don't run around attacking innocent golems.
He attacked me, but I fought back, and before too long, I had managed to defeat him. From day 13 to day 15, I took my new gear and traveled back to the savannah. There has to be some golems around here somewhere. As I was exploring, I spotted a raccoon cowering behind a tree. Excuse me, have you seen any golems making trouble around here?
Eek! Please don't hurt me!
What? I'm not gonna hurt you.
And you were here earlier, fighting the magma golem!
So that I can help free the animals, like you. I'm trying to help.
Help? I didn't need your help! That magma golem was my friend! He just threw me a birthday party last week! You're ruining everything! You and your horrible boss!
I decided to leave the raccoon alone before I made matters worse. Something feels wrong. I'd better go back to Humbaba and talk to him about this. From day 16 to day 19, I returned to the ancient forest to ask Humbaba what the heck was going on. I'm probably just misunderstanding, or maybe that raccoon had me mixed up with someone else. When I got there, Humbaba looked really busy, but I decided to talk to him anyway. Hey, so when I got to the savannah, there was this raccoon and…
I don't have time for this. I have important matters to attend to. Come back when you've done what I asked.
Jeez, he's in a bad mood. I decided to go back to my base so I could take a moment to think. When I got there, Dave the Drop Bear was waiting for me.
Zozo, it's a mess, mate. That Humbaba friend of yours is attacking a bunch of animals and golems in the savannah. It's chaos.
What? That doesn't sound like him. I'll go check it out. I rushed there as fast as I could, and sure enough, Humbaba was stomping around and attacking everyone in sight. What are you doing?
Don't tell me you've lost your nerve now. I'm just doing what needs to be done, reclaiming my rightful place on the throne as king of the beasts.
Wait a second, you're not trying to help anyone. You just want to be in charge again.
Took you long enough to figure it out.
You tricked me! I couldn't stand there and watch anymore. I ran at him with my sword drawn and attacked, but he was too strong. He knocked me down with only one hit. I tried to get back up, but he hit me again, and everything went dark. From day 20 to day 22, I finally woke up, still in the savannah. I couldn't see Humbaba anywhere. Must have knocked me out and finished what he started. This place is a disaster. I can't believe he misled me like that. I feel like such a fool. I'm so sorry, everyone. If you need a place to stay while your homes are rebuilt, you can go to my base. After I gave them the invitation, I traveled back to my base to make some much-needed improvements. We don't have enough room for guests right now. I'll need to expand. I built an additional room, and I was going to add more, but only Dave the Drop Bear showed up.
Sure, it's okay for me to stay here.
Definitely. Welcome home.
Thanks, mate. For what it's worth, I don't think you're bad. You were doing what you thought was right. Now you know better. It's never too late to turn things around and fight for the good guys.
From day 23 to day 26, I decided to go back to where I started, before Humbaba filled my head with lies, the Alps. When I got there, I saw a vicious hellhound chasing after a poor, defenseless roadrunner. Now's my chance to do something good and actually start helping people who need it. Hold on, I'll save you.
Meep, hurry! I can't run this fast forever!
I sprang into action, running as fast as I could, and jumped in front of the hellhound, blocking its path. With my iron sword, I managed to hold back the beast and rescue the roadrunner from its jaws. But it wasn't defeated yet. The roadrunner ran off down the road, leaving me to finish my battle with the hellhound. I was worried I wouldn't make it, but I finally managed to defeat it. As I stood there, catching my breath, I felt my hearts increase to 50, and I gained the ability to climb walls. From day 27 to day 31, I found some lost sheep wandering around the Alps. They didn't have anywhere to stay, so I invited them to come live at my base. I quickly traveled back to my base to build a pen for the sheep. There, perfect for some sheep to sleep. Haha, sleep sheep, that rhymes.
Sure does, mate. Hey, if you're done improvising poetry about farm animals, wanna come see what I built?
Sure. I followed Dave into the base, and he showed me a new room that wasn't there before.
Yeah, it's a storage room. We can keep all sorts of things in here. Armor, swords, boomerangs, you name it.
That's great, thank you so much. Meanwhile, back in the ancient forest, Humbaba had found a new henchman, someone terrifying and powerful, a slave and warder, ready to follow his every order.
Zozo's foolishness might have delayed my plans a little, but with your help, we can still erase all golems from this land and make me king again. Yes, my liege. All shall bow before you or perish.
From day 32 to day 35, I returned to the Alps and made my way to the golem base where I was held prisoner before. I had to make things right with the golems and show them that I was on their side. The obsidian golem there wasn't very happy to see me.
You dare show your face here again? After all you've done, I should have you locked up and throw away the key.
Wait, don't! He ran at me and attacked me, but I dodged. I'm not here to fight. I want to say I'm sorry. I was tricked by Humbaba. I thought you guys were the danger, but I know better now. I want to help.
If you truly wish to help, then there is someone you should meet. Follow me.
He led me to a wise ancient gold golem.
Hello, my son.
I'm your son? There's not much family resemblance.
It's just an expression, but I should warn you, if you wish to aid us in the battle against Humbaba, you are in for a difficult fight. Once, he was the king of the beasts, but he took that title by force, by terrifying and imprisoning all animals that opposed him. The golems freed the animals, and he swore revenge. Now it seems the time has come for him to try and take his power back.
We can't let him!
I agree. Fight valiantly, young Zozo. I will help you however I can.
From day 36 to day 39, I traveled back to my base, thinking about the gold golem's words. This is going to be a difficult fight, so I need some better equipment. I'd better find some more iron. I went back down into the cave and mined until I had enough iron to finish my set of armor. While I was looking, I found a few diamonds too. I'll bring these back to the base to use later.
Crikey, look what I found. Zozo, look at this.
I followed the sound of Dave's voice and saw what he was talking about, a Kyther. Awesome, let's bring it back with us. When Dave and I got back to the base, there was a prismarine golem waiting for us.
Zozo, the gold golem sent me to find you. You need to come meet with him immediately. It's a matter of life and death.
Then I guess I gotta go fast. From day 40 to day 43, I returned to the Alps to find what the gold golem so urgently wanted to tell me.
Zozo, thank you for getting here so quickly. I have important information for you about Humbaba's grand scheme. You see...
But before he could finish his sentence, we were both interrupted by a huge crashing sound. I turned and saw a slave and warder attacking the golem base.
I am here for the head of the traitorous Zozo.
You can't have my head. I need it for thinking of stuff.
Face me and fight, little coward.
I'm not a coward, but I know an unfair fight when I see one. No thanks. I ran away from the slave and warder, and in the process, ran into the gold golem again.
Run, Zozo, protect yourself. We can handle ourselves here. The golems are used to doing battle with Humbaba's many goons.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Then I won't. You know what to do.
I ran out of there as fast as I could, as the slave and warder continued trying to tear the base apart. From day 44 to day 49, I was laying low at my base, still shaken from seeing the relentless attack of the slave and warder. It's lucky that I'm the fastest thing alive, or I don't know how I would have escaped that monster. I need to be more careful. Soon after that, I got a personal visit from the gold golem, and for once, he had some good news for me.
Zozo, my son, lend me your ear.
Gold golem, I'm so glad you're okay, and that your obsidian golems managed to repel the attack.
We did, at a great cost. My men are rebuilding the base as best they can, but more importantly, I have been studying the sacred texts for answers to our Humbaba problem, and I think I may have what we need.
Oh, tell me, Gold Golem, please!
A battle axe buried somewhere deep and dark, once wielded by a great hero who used it to slay some ancient evil. The legends say that the battle axe still has some of his power.
That sounds like exactly what we need to defeat Humbaba. Where can we find it?
This is where my knowledge ends. You must journey to the savannah and find the glowstone golem elder. Perhaps he will have the answers that you seek.
Thankfully, with my speed, it won't take me long to get there. From day 50 to day 53, I used my super speed to reach the savannah in record time. I waited until nightfall, knowing it would be a lot easier to find the glowstone golem in the dark. When the darkness crept in, I started my search, running end to end in the savannah until I saw a distinctive glow in the middle of a clearing. I approached and saw him standing there, as though he knew I was coming. The glowstone golem! Glowstone golem, my name is Zozo, and I humbly come to you, searching for help in defeating a great evil.
Speak!
My friend, the gold golem, told me of an ancient battle axe that might be able to defeat the evil Humbaba. Do you know where I could find such an axe?
It would not matter if you could find it.
Wait, what do you mean?
You are not strong enough to wield that ancient battle axe. When you are ready to use it, only then will you find it.
What?
I have spoken. Away with you, Zozo. Do not seek the battle axe. The battle axe will seek you, if you deserve it.
And like that, the conversation was over. I went back to my base, moving much more slowly this time, feeling completely defeated. From day 54 to day 57, I returned to the Alps, planning on telling the gold golem the bad news, that his glowstone elder hadn't told me anything useful. But that's when something even worse happened. The terrifying Slaven warder hopped out right in front of me.
There you are, you sad little glittery worm! You dared defy the great King Humbaba, and you keep running away from the justice you so richly deserve!
Why do you work for him, warder? He's no king, he's just a bully who thinks he's the best. Don't you know he thinks you're just as below him as everyone else?
Of course I'm below him! He is the king, and we are all his loyal subjects. We exist to serve him, and those who refuse to serve him shouldn't exist, including you, Zozo.
The Slaven warder immediately lunged at me, and one attack from him took off a scary number of hearts. There was no way I could fight him off like this. I just needed to run away as fast as I could, which thankfully, as supersonic, was really, really fast. Meanwhile, at Humbaba's base, his evil plot was marching ever further.
So, Zozo is seeking out the battle axe. Excellent. He'll do all the hard work, and then I'll take it from him. I'm so good at this.
From day 58 to day 62, I came back to my base, still feeling jittery from my encounter with the Slaven warder. I need to get stronger weapons and armor. If I don't, I could be toast if I get ambushed by Humbaba or his Slaven warder. But at least, when I arrived at my base again, Dave the Drop Bear had some cool news for me.
Zozo, me old cobber, I've been working on a bit of a construction project while you were gone. For starters, I made a furnace for all your smelting needs, but I've also been working on putting together a bunker in case everything goes sideways.
This is awesome, Dave. Is there anything I can do to help?
Well, I've been running low on stone. You could go and get me some. That'd be a huge help, mate.
Happy to have something to take my mind off of the threats at hand, I went to a nearby cave to mine Dave some extra stone. But while I was down there, I also got lucky and found some diamonds. Finally, my luck is starting to change. I went back to the base and gave Dave a bunch of stone blocks, and then visited the furnace to forge some new items with my diamonds. A diamond helmet, a diamond sword, and a diamond pickaxe. Let's see that Slaven warder try to mess with me now. From day 63 to day 66, I met with the gold golem at my base again. He'd managed to make a good break in the case.
After studying further texts, I found a potential answer to our troubles, Zozo. Interpreting all the clues, I believe that the battle axe may be in the Brimstone Caverns, where it is guarded by a terrible beast.
That That's at least 50% good news. Do you have any idea how I can enter the Brimstone Caverns?
I've heard tell of a secret door somewhere in the ancient forest that leads directly to the Brimstone Caverns without a nether portal. Let us go and find it. There is no time to waste.
Gold Golem and I ran out into the ancient forest, searching for the legendary door. And eventually, we did find it. There was only one problem. It was locked. Is there any way you can open it with magic, Gold Golem?
I'm afraid only a special key can open a door like that, Zozo.
Oh, figures. From day 67 to day 70, with the key still out of reach, I decided I'd build some extra strength by helping the Gold Golem with a favor up in the Alps.
A powerful Tartarus has been rampaging through the Alps. I don't believe it works with Humbaba or any of his men, but his threat needs to be neutralized one way or another. He's too distracting to our mission.
I'll see what I can do. It'll be nice to feel like I've done something useful for once. Using my supersonic super speed, I blasted my way through the Alps until I came upon the Tartarus. It was as big and scary as I expected, but I pulled out my diamond sword and jumped into the fight. It wasn't easy, but eventually I fought the monster to a standstill, but I didn't destroy it. Instead, I spoke to it.
You are a valiant fighter, stranger. I admire your strength and grit. What would you ask of me?
Just stop causing trouble around here, okay? The golems have enough to deal with right now.
I respect your wishes. Good luck on your quest.
True to his word, the Tartarus left the Alps. From day 71 to day 74, I returned to my base, only to see that someone had completely wrecked it. Confused and afraid, I ran in to see what had happened. Thankfully, Dave the Drop Bear was okay, and he told me the whole story.
It was terrible, Zozo. That nasty blighter, the Slaving Warder, showed up and attacked the base. He was looking for you, and he was turning everything upside down trying to find you. And when he didn't, he just stole that Carther I found for you a few weeks ago.
I'm sick of that heinous henchman. No more being cowardly. I'm going to hunt that creep down and fight him on his own territory.
That sounds like a plan, Zozo. That nasty Slaving Warder has had it too good for too long.
As I prepared the plan for my counterattack, Humbaba, back at his base, was refining a plan of his own.
We have the door. My minion has the key. When Zozo takes it and clears the path for me, the battle axe will be mine.
From day 75 to day 78, Dave the Drop Bear had fully repaired the base and added a perimeter wall in case someone came to attack the base again. We still left a door in the front for visitors, such as the Gold Golem, who came over to give me a gift before I led my assault on the Slaving Warder.
I have a gift for you, Zozo. A firework crossbow. It's a powerful ranged weapon that may give you the advantage you need.
Wow, Gold Golem, this is awesome! Thank you!
We have a lot riding on this quest, Zozo. I have reason to believe that the Slaving Warder may hold the key to opening the door in the ancient forest. If you can defeat the Warder, you can defeat Humbaba once and for all.
Finally understanding the true importance of my mission, I took the firework crossbow and left to battle the Slaving Warder outside of Humbaba's base. From day 79 to day 84, I arrived outside Humbaba's base, ready to face the Slaving Warder. He was waiting outside, like he knew that I was coming.
I will destroy you now, Zozo, to show my loyalty to my beloved king!
That might be the saddest thing I've ever heard, dude. I fired my firework crossbow at him, stunning him before running in with my super speed and delivering a volley of attacks with my diamond sword. I never gave up, just striking him again and again. Once my assault was over, the Slaving Warder was destroyed, and I had enough XP to level up again. I reached full power and full speed with 100 hearts and a whirlwind attack. The Slaving Warder also dropped both my Kythar and a key to the door in the ancient forest. Huh, that's convenient. Still, I can't look a Slaving Warder in the mouth. Time to go and get that battle axe. And so, I set off back towards my base, having no idea that I was playing right into Humbaba's hands. From day 85 to day 89, before heading to the door in the ancient forest, I arrived at my base to give Dave the Drop Bear the good news.
So you found the key after all. Good on you, mate. Since we're sharing good news, I'm pretty much done with the defense bunker. If you want, you can add the final block.
I'd be honored to, Dave. I added the last block, finishing the bunker for good, and then I ran over to the ancient forest door. It's now or never. Time to get this battle axe. I unlocked the door and went inside. The brimstone caverns were dark and frightening, and I remembered what the gold golem had told me about the frightening monster guarding the battle axe. And then I ran into the monster, a huge, scary Cerberus. Good doggy? I unleashed a whirlwind attack on the Cerberus and then pulled out my Kyther. The Cerberus was one of the toughest and most vicious enemies I'd faced, but in the end, I defeated it. The battle axe was mine. From day 90 to day 94, I was ready to leave the Brimstone Caverns with my battle axe and defeat Humbaba and his evil minions once and for all. I expected I'd need to go all the way to his base to fight him, but no. He was waiting for me in the Brimstone Caverns, staring into my soul.
Thank you for collecting my battle axe for me, Zozo. I would have done it myself, but being the king of beasts is busy work.
Me and the other animals will never accept you as our king. You have no authority.
Oh, believe me, Zozo. With that axe, I have all the authority I need. No golem nor beast will be able to stand against me. Because I'm feeling generous, I'll give you one more chance. Since the slave in water is gone, I need a new second in command. It could be you.
It'll never be me. Ever!
Fine, then perish.
And just like that, the ground exploded beneath me, and I fell down into a chasm in the floor. I was knocked out, and when I woke up, I realized that the battle axe was gone from my inventory. Oh no, Humbaba must have taken it! From day 95 to day 97, I used my wall climbing ability to get out of the pit that Humbaba had trapped me in. With the battle axe, I had no way of knowing what terrible things he could be getting up to now. I left the Brimstone Caverns at light speed, needing to get to the Alps and warn the gold golem that Humbaba was probably going to come straight for them. And I was right, but I was too late to do anything about it. The golem's fortress was in ruins, and the only survivor, the gold golem, was barely clinging on to life. I ran in and tried to help him, but it was too late.
Zozo, you're alive, so that monster lied. That's a small solace at least.
I'm so sorry that I wasn't here in time to save you, gold golem. You did so much for me, and I let you down.
Don't worry about me, Zozo. You need to go back to your base. That's where he'll be heading next. Go, quickly, before it's too late, my son.
The gold golem was right. As he passed on, I ran off in the direction of my base as quickly as I possibly could. On day 98, I returned to my base, only to find that more terrible things had unfolded. The whole place was in ruins, and Dave the Drop Bear was hiding behind a piece of mostly destroyed wall, trying to remain hidden. Oh no, even moving at the speed of sound, I still wasn't fast enough to stop Humbaba. When he heard my voice, Dave finally felt safe enough to emerge.
Crikey, Zozo, I thought you were a goner. I'm so happy you're okay, mate. I'm only alive because I hid inside the bunker we made.
I'm so sorry that I didn't get back in enough time to stop Humbaba from doing all of this. I don't even have the battle axe anymore. He took that too. We've got no hope of stopping him.
Don't talk like that, Zozo. You've gotten us this far. I just know you can take us the rest of the way. You're the fastest thing alive, aren't you? If that nasty creep stole the battle axe, who better than you to steal it back and end all of this?
You're right, Dave. I need to run towards this, not away from it. It's time for us to finally win. So, at the speed of sound, I set off to take back what was rightfully ours. On day 99, I blasted through the ancient forest towards Humbaba's base. Nothing would stop me from getting inside and stealing back that axe. You're gonna regret ever messing with this supersonic Humbaba. I arrived and did a super jump over the wall, clearing it effortlessly. When I landed, I saw Humbaba standing there, seeming surprised to see me.
Are you here to submit to me, Zozo?
Nope, I'm not here for you at all. I sped off, running away from Humbaba and traveling deeper into his base until I came upon a chest that looked important. I looked inside and found exactly what I was looking for, the battle axe. I could feel the power, the strength, and the pull of destiny. I was ready to take on the beast that had caused so many people so much pain and get rid of him and his evil for good. On day 100, full of power and fury, as well as my incredible speed, I returned to Humbaba, wielding the battle axe I'd taken back from him. The wannabe king of beasts was waiting for me.
Are you this eager to be destroyed, Zozo? You're traveling towards a dead end at the speed of sound. All the chances I've given you to give up and swear fealty to me, your true king.
The only thing you're the king of is being an arrogant windbag. I'm sick of hearing you brag and posture about how cool you are when all you do is destroy things. You're not a ruler, you're a monster.
I'm a monster, Zozo. Come and slay me if you think you are strong enough.
Careful what you wish for, your highness. The battle was on! Using my supersonic speed, I unleashed a whirlwind on Humbaba, throwing him off his rhythm. But I didn't stop there. I sped in and struck him with the battle axe, moving too fast for him to hit me or defend himself. I struck him again and again, knowing that soon it'd finally be over. And then it was. Humbaba had been destroyed, and I was the one who did it. Humbaba will never destroy or enslave anyone ever again. We're all free. On day 1, I spawned into the Autumnal Valley as an itty-bitty baby Steve. Ah, this is no fun. Who wants to be a baby? I'm so small and weak. At least the valley was peaceful, and I was surrounded by adorable fluffy mystery sheep. They comforted me in my frightened baby state. Suddenly, a huge gold-plated bully walks towards me. Just seeing him made me feel nervous.
Well, looky here, if it isn't the new meat. A silly little baby, thinking he can just wander around the fields. But I'm Midas, and these are my fields, dork, and there are no babies allowed.
I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings, mister. I didn't mean to trespass. My name's Zozo. I'm just trying to understand what's happening here.
Zozo? Nah, I'm gonna call you Bozo from now on. That's much more fitting for a silly little baby clown like you.
Why are you so mean?
'Cause when you're the strongest, you get to be mean, like this.
He fired an energy blast that vaporized all the mystery sheep around me. I was horrified by it all.
That's gonna happen to you too over the next 100 days, unless you get strong too. I'm gonna get you, Bozo!
I felt so mad about how he treated me, but I wasn't strong enough to fight back. All I could do was run away as fast as I could. I don't care what he says. I will get strong enough to stand up for myself in 100 days. On day 2, I continued running through the autumnal field and didn't stop until I was absolutely sure that Midas the Bully wasn't somewhere behind me. Phew, that was a close one. I only have 5 hearts, so I can't afford to let someone as powerful as him get the jump on me like that. I still feel terrible for those mystery sheep though. My knees started to hurt from all the running, so I started crawling around. The autumnal valley didn't seem so sweet and peaceful anymore. To a little baby like me, everything seemed almost too scary to handle. I hope I can find someone around here who will agree to help me. But because I wasn't very lucky, I instead ran into a group of mean-looking skeleton jackals. Excuse me, guys, but would any of you be able to help a little baby like me? I'm lost and afraid. But the skeleton jackals just started laughing and laughing.
Oh, this is priceless. What a little baby dork. You must be Bozo. Midas told us all about you when he sent us out to look for the little lame-o who was trespassing in his valley.
What? You work for Midas the Bully? But why? He's so mean.
Sure, he's mean, but if you side with the bully and help him bully others, then they won't bully you.
That's a terrible message. We should all stick up for each other.
Ha! Spoken like a true bozo. Let's get him, boys.
I had to run away again because there was no way I could take those guys on. It made me feel so weak and cowardly, but there was nothing else I could do. When I outran the skeleton jackals, I stopped in a clearing to cry. That's when a friendly pig wearing a crown approached me.
Are you all right there, little one?
No, I'm not. I've only been here for 2 days, and everyone is mean to me.
Oh, that's no good. I'm the King Pig, and I won't stand for any of that sort of rubbish in my kingdom. Come with me, little one.
Okay. So I followed the King Pig out of the autumnal valley. On day 3, the King Pig led me out into the blue taiga where there was a small school building.
Do not worry, little Zozo. This is the Blue Tiger School. It is a safe place for children, and a good friend of mine runs it.
I entered the school, and that good friend turned out to be the water elemental, the teacher who taught anyone passing through the blue taiga.
Good heavens, you poor thing! Look at you! I'm so sorry that some of the people you've met in the overworld have treated you poorly, Zozo. But I promise that you will always have a safe place here.
Thank you, Mr. Water Elemental. It was also very kind of the King Pig to bring me here. It makes me feel a whole lot better after my incident with Midas the Bully and all his goons.
Midas, a truly nasty man. An ex-student of mine. Actually, I expelled him from the school years ago for bullying other students. As sad as I am to say it, I don't think he'll ever change.
What do you think I should do, teacher?
Honestly, little Zozo, I think the ultimate solution is to train hard enough that you're strong enough to defeat him, for the sake of everyone. There's a nice place called the Amaranth Fields near here. That might be a good spot to begin your work.
Thank you, Mr. Water Elemental. I won't let you down. So King Pig and I set off for the Amaranth Fields, ready to begin the process of taking Midas the Bully down, once and for all. From day 4 to day 5, King Pig and I arrived at the Amaranth Fields. There were enough wide open plains for it to be perfect to make a base. But first, I broke down a tree and made myself a crafting bench and a wooden pickaxe. Then mined into the ground for my first stone blocks. Now I'm feeling less like a baby already. I built myself a furnace, a stone pickaxe, and a stone sword. King Pig, Your Highness, is it alright for a baby to hold a sword?
It's okay with adult supervision, Zozo. And I'm 47.
Well, okay then. I continued mining and collecting stone and wood until I had enough to start building a basic base, with a room for me and a room for King Pig. It wasn't much, but it will be enough for now.
This base is looking good, Zozo. It's not quite fit for a king just yet, but you're getting there.
Then, a problem came up. A small swarm of golden devourers tried attacking my base, and I was forced to use my sword to fight them all off. Get out of here, you nasty little critters! I've had enough meanies this week. But when they were defeated, something amazing happened. I had enough XP to level up, becoming a slightly bigger baby with 20 hearts and the ability to crawl up walls. I guess it makes sense for a baby to be really good at crawling. From day 6 to day 8, given a little more confidence by my new power and new hearts, I decided to venture out to the mangrove marshes where I could hopefully learn more about being strong and tough. It seemed like a nice enough place until I saw an ancient Egyptian guy being attacked by a nasty bunch of sectoid soldiers. I couldn't let them get away with that. Don't worry, I'm here to help. Baby to the rescue! I pulled out my stone sword and ran in, defeating all the sectoid soldiers with the element of surprise. When I was done, it was just me and the ancient Egyptian left.
Thank you very much, my friend. I'm Seth. You saved my life just then.
Don't mention it, Seth. I'm Zozo, and I'm just trying to learn to be stronger, so any combat experience is helpful.
Well, in that case, we may be able to help each other. You see, Zozo, you may think this is bad, but there's a far worse pest problem out in the Cypress swampland. Think you can help me deal with it?
Of course! Lead the way, Seth! So Seth led the way, and I followed him. From day 9 to day 10, I followed Seth out into the Cypress swamplands, ready to take on whatever pest problem he was dealing with. I mean, it's only bugs. How scary can it really be? I changed my tune when I saw the pest that Seth was talking about. A giant, terrifying mummy scorpion! Okay, this may be a bit more challenging than I thought. While Seth stood back in the shadows, I pulled out my stone sword and ran into battle with the mummy scorpion. But my sword strikes didn't do any damage. But when the mummy scorpion hit back, it took off several hearts in one hit. I needed to get out of there as quickly as possible. I ran away from the angry mummy scorpion, yelling for my life, until I was out of there. Seth was waiting for me.
So, Zozo, did you manage to defeat the mummy scorpion?
I'm so sorry, Seth, but I'm still too much of a baby to defeat him. Want to come back to my base in the meantime? I'm sure we can get something figured out.
Thank you, Zozo. That's very kind of you. I'll follow you back.
And with that, we headed back towards my base in the Amaranth Fields. From day 11 to day 12, I arrived back at my base with Seth and immediately started working on adding an additional house for him to sleep in. Having 2 of my new friends here definitely makes me feel safer. After all, babies shouldn't be left alone for too long. Once I was done with Seth's room, he came over to me to share some exciting news.
Zozo, since you were so kind as to let me stay on your base with you, I took the liberty of building you a little upgrade. Come with me, I'll show you.
Oh, Seth, you really shouldn't have. That's just too kind of you. He led me over to a new room he'd created, a super cool storage area where we could keep gear, weapons, and supplies. This is awesome, Seth, thank you. This room is gonna come in so handy.
Perhaps more than you even know, Zozo. I've come to understand that Midas the Bully is after you. Don't let the juvenile name fool you. He's an extremely dangerous fighter and magic user. To take him on, you're going to need the best weapons you can muster.
Feeling inspired by Seth's words of warning, I made my way to a deep cave not far from my base and started mining. There, I found some iron ore, which I took back to the furnace on my base and smelted into iron ingots. Before I knew it, I had an iron sword and an iron pickaxe. A baby with an iron sword. This is just crazy, but I guess I'll go with it. And of course, a sword is no good if you don't have supplies. That's why I made a paddock on my base and herded some mystery sheep into it. After all, you never know when you're gonna need the wool. From day 13 to day 15, I wasn't sure what I needed to do to get stronger, so I went to my oldest friend, King Pig. Your Majesty, I'm not sure how to get strong enough to defeat Midas the Bully. I know I've got a better sword now, but I'm still a tiny, weak baby.
Well, one of the best ways to grow big and strong is to have a healthy diet, my boy. And for what it's worth, I've heard the delicious apples on the Dover Mountains have particularly special properties.
Then I'll head straight to the Dover Mountains. Thank you, King Pig. But the journey up and into the Dover Mountains wasn't easy. Thankfully, due to my climbing ability, I didn't fall, but it still took me a whole day just to get up there. And when I did, I noticed something terrible. There were apple trees, but no apples. Where could they have gone? That's when I turned and saw a massive skulk scorpion creeping towards me. Oh no, the scorpion must have eaten all the apples. It attacked me, and I needed to fend it off with my new iron sword. It was hard work for a little baby, but I still managed to defeat it. And when it went down, it dropped a special Dover Mountain apple. Time for a post-victory snack. When I ate the apple, I immediately started growing and becoming more powerful. I now had 50 hearts and the ability to quickly build walls. I'm one buff baby now. From day 16 to day 19, I wanted to go somewhere a little less challenging than the Dover Mountains, so I settled for the charming Evergreen Hills instead. Wow, the scenery here is lovely! If only I had a book to just sit around and read. This would be the perfect afternoon. And as if by magic, I ran into a book on the ground. I picked it up and saw that its title was The Tragedy of Midas. This sounds like an educational read. I started reading a passage that said, once, the one known as Midas was small and weak. He was picked on and grew to spite everyone around him. He got strong and grew his fortune, covering himself in gold. He then became a bully himself, just like the ones who bullied him. But my reading was interrupted by a gang of Midas the Bully's skeleton jackals that came towards me. Look at that nerd, reading. How'd you like that book, bozo? Is it teaching you how to be less lame? Oh, it's teaching me that your boss is even more small and insecure than I thought. Hey, nobody gets to talk about Midas that way. He's the #1 bully around here. Let's get him, boys. The skeleton jackals attacked me, but this time I wasn't going to run away. With my iron sword, I took them on and defeated every last one of them. When I'm done, their #1 bully is gonna be the world's biggest zero. From day 20 to day 22, while wandering back towards my base in the Amaranth Fields, I was attacked by a group of feral swamp spiders. Thankfully, I was able to defeat them easily with how strong I was getting now. No spider is tough enough to defeat Zozo, even as a little baby. After defeating the swamp spiders, I returned to the deep cave near my base, where I mined some more iron ore. I took it back to my base and used the furnace to smelt it. Then I crafted it into a full set of iron armor. Gotta stay safe out there. With my new sword and my new armor, and with the knowledge that I'd already beaten a skulk scorpion, I went all the way back to the Cypress Swamplands to settle an old score, defeating the mummy scorpion. He won't chase me away this time. I tracked down the mummy scorpion, and this time I defeated him easily. I felt on top of the world, knowing Seth was going to be so proud of me. until Midas the bully himself stepped out of the trees.
Feel like a big man for wasting some goofy spider, huh, bozo? You're still just a tiny little baby to me.
Midas, why don't you come over here and fight me rather than just calling me mean names?
Fight you? Kid, I'd squish you like a bug. And believe me, I will someday, but not yet. I want you to become more of a challenge first. Later, bozo.
Midas ran away before I could say another word to him. From day 23 to day 26, I returned to my base, feeling upset for my encounter with Midas, but proud of myself for finally defeating the mummy scorpion. I approached Seth with the good news. Seth, I defeated the mummy scorpion. The cypress swamplands are now clear of monsters.
That's fantastic, Zozo. Thank you so much. I'm going to do something to repay you for this. Stay tuned.
While Seth went to work on some mysterious project, I decided it was now time to improve my sword. I repaired it and applied the fire aspect enchantment, giving my sword a fiery power boost. Once the upgrade on my awesome sword was done, Seth came and led me over to his gift. He'd built a secret underground safe room under the base.
Now, if anyone attacks and they're too strong to fight off, we can hide down here and we'll be safe until they leave.
This is an amazing upgrade, Seth, and hopefully we'll never need to use it. From day 27 to day 31, I went back out to the Evergreen Hills where I'd defeated those evil skeleton jackals before, hoping to find something else of use there. Instead, I found a small group of sky lizards sitting around, looking relieved.
You! Are you the one they call, Bozo?
It's Zozo, actually.
Well, Zozo, we wanted to thank you. We heard that you destroyed a group of skeleton jackals here, and those skeleton jackals had been hassling us for years. We just wanted to say thank you.
No problem. I just wanted to do the right thing. I'm glad everything is okay now.
Well, not exactly everything is okay. We've been hassled by other creatures and monsters too. It's hard to live out here.
Then why don't you come live with me for a while? At least until I've defeated Midas the bully.
Thank you, Zozo. We'll head over there immediately.
I went back to the base too and decided to get some much needed rest by sitting down on a nearby hill and enjoying the view of my base. Just as I was standing back and appreciating my hard work, King Pig ran over to me in a panic.
Zozo, we need to go to the Blue Tiger School immediately. Something terrible is happening.
From day 32 to day 35, King Pig and I ran to the Blue Tiger School as fast as we could, but it may have already been too late. The Blue Tiger School was under attack from a swarm of skeleton jackals sent directly by Midas the bully. Oh no, we need to stop them. I ran in to help, attacking the different skeleton jackals, but I couldn't save the water elemental. He was destroyed in the confusion. No, water elemental! I went into full rage mode after that, taking out every single one of the skeleton jackals. But even though they were gone, there was no bringing back the water elemental. I'm sorry, King Pig, we lost him.
This is a truly terrible day, Zozo.
From day 36 to day 39, I went back to the mangrove marshes. I needed to be alone and clear my head. I still felt so guilty about not being able to save the water elemental. But then, as I was traveling through the marshes, I happened upon an air elemental, and he looked like he needed help. He reminded me of my old elemental friend, so I really wanted to see if I could help out.
I've lived in these marshes for years, but recently a bubble monster moved in, and it's been ruining everything. I may need your help to stop it, Zozo.
Of course, Air Elemental. I'll go see what I can do. I ran deeper into the marshes, excited by the thought that I might be able to do a good deed and make a difference. I'm coming for you, bubble monster. When I found the beast, it didn't take long to defeat, especially with the fire aspect enchantment on my sword. Once this dirty bubble was defeated, I ran back to the air elemental as fast as I could.
You have done me a great kindness, Zozo. In return, I will give you one cryptic clue. Midas lurks in a forgotten place.
And with that, the air elemental disappeared, and he was right. That was a very cryptic clue. From day 40 to day 43, I returned to my base and found that King Pig had made an amazing improvement to my base, a statue of the water elemental, so we would always remember him. That was so kind of you, King Pig. If the water elemental was here, he'd really appreciate this.
Thank you, Zozo. Also, I was wondering if I could ask a favor. My friends, the gold pigs, need to leave my kingdom for a while to be safe from Midas. Can they stay here until we've defeated him?
Of course they can. Call them over whenever you're ready, Your Majesty. And he did. A day later, a group of gold pigs arrived and came to stay in the new house that King Pig had created for them. So many people live here now. It makes me feel so safe. Speaking of people who lived in my base now, one of the sky lizards ran over to me with some exciting news.
Zozo, you must head to the flowering ancient forest at once. We believe that Midas the bully is already there.
From day 44 to day 49, I followed the tip from the sky lizard and traveled to the flowering ancient forest to find Midas the bully. As I was looking for him, Midas himself jumped out from behind a tree.
Well, if it isn't Bozo! What's up, little clown?
I'm not a clown, and you know my name is Zozo. You've been pushing everyone around for too long. We'll see how funny you think it is when I finally stop you from bullying everyone.
Yeah? Good luck with that, clown. You see my gold armor? No one can get me when I'm wearing this. And once I've got my hands on all the gold, no one will ever be able to stand up to me.
All the gold? You're just going to steal it?
I'm gonna make everyone so afraid of me that they'll just hand it over like the sad little cowards they are.
That's terrible.
Too bad, so sad. Anyway, wish I could stick around to kick your butt, but that would be a waste of my time. I'll have my buddy here do it instead. Come on out, Horace.
Who's Horace?
Me.
Horace appeared out of nowhere, and Midas ran off. Uh-oh, this guy seems pretty strong. I knew I was in for a tough fight. From day 50 to day 53, I started my battle against Horace in the flowering ancient forest. He was a lot more powerful than I expected, but I was still holding my own.
Had enough yet, bozo?
No way! I'm not backing down.
Then I guess I'll just have to make you.
He hit me hard, knocking me back, and I almost fell over. But I got my balance back and came back at him just as hard. The fire aspect enchantment on my sword helped me finally defeat him, and I took a second to catch my breath. That was a close one. Hey, what's that? Looks like he dropped something. There was a baseball bat on the ground. I've heard these can freeze mobs for a couple of seconds. This is gonna be super useful. I also spotted a part of a book. Hey, this looks like a page from a diary. It says Midas on it.
Dear diary, I sure hope no one finds out the reason I wear all of this armor. I'm not a very good fighter. I'm just good at dodging and taking lots of damage. If someone found a way to freeze me or damage my armor, I'd be in big trouble. Good thing I'll never tell anyone my secret.
Oh boy, I'm glad I found this. From day 54 to day 57, I got ready to head back to my base. But as I was preparing to leave the flowering ancient forest, an ender creeper ambushed me. Ah, you get out of here! Don't blow up on me! I used my new bat to freeze the ender creeper for a few seconds, giving me plenty of time to defeat it before it could explode. This bat is pretty awesome! When I beat it, the ender creeper dropped a potion of strength. I picked it up. Great! I can take this back to my base. With my new bat and my potion of strength, I headed back to my base to tell my friends all about it. I found the sky lizard waiting for me there.
Hi, Zozo. How did it go?
I couldn't defeat Midas yet, but I got this bat and this potion, and I learned some new information that I think will help.
That's great news.
From day 58 to day 62, I decided to take time to make some improvements to my base. I expanded my paddock to make room for more sheep. We're gonna have so much wool! Sweaters for everyone, or whatever else we can make with it. Speaking of which, come here, little sheep. Let's give you a haircut. I harvested some wool from the mystery sheep. When I was done with that, I decided to keep the resource gathering train going. I headed down into the mines in the deep cave and started digging. Phew, mining sure is hard work, but it's worth it. As soon as I said that, I found some diamonds. I gathered them and brought them back to my base. I was able to use the diamonds to craft a diamond pickaxe and a diamond sword. I'm making great progress. Look out, Midas. We'll see how your gold does against my diamonds. One of the sky lizards came up to me as I finished crafting my diamond gear.
Zozo, come look. I added some more bedrooms to the base in case any more friends need to come and stay here.
I followed him and saw all the rooms he had added onto the base. Wow, this must have taken ages! Thank you so much! Anyone who needs a safe place to hide from Midas the Bully can come here now. With the help of my friends, even though I'm a baby, I feel big and strong! From day 63 to day 66, Seth approached me at the base.
Zozo, I have information about where Midas might have gone. I heard he likes to stomp on flowers, big meanie that he is. Is there anywhere with lots of pretty flowers he might have gone to?
I don't know.
Wait a second, maybe you should check the flowering enchanted forest.
I traveled to the flowering enchanted forest and kept my eyes peeled for the glint of gold that meant Midas the Bully was hiding there. I didn't see Midas, but I did see a fire elemental running right at me.
Zozo, is that you?
Oh geez, no, it's Zozo! I grabbed my sword. I guess you're here to fight me for Midas, huh?
What? No, I'd never work for that guy. I heard you were someone to go to for help. I need help getting this ghost miner to leave me and my family alone. He's trying to kick us out of our house and wants us to give him all of our gold.
That's despicable! He must be working for Midas. Don't worry, I'll see what I can do. From day 67 to day 70, I followed the fire elemental to his house. Sure enough, there was a ghost miner trying to break down one of the walls.
Looks like my grandma is still inside. Hurry, please!
Hold on, Granny Fire Elemental, I'm coming! I got my sword ready and rushed towards the ghost miner. He was chipping away at the wall of the house, but when he saw me coming, he stopped and turned his focus on me. He was strong, definitely the strongest enemy I'd fought so far, but I still managed to finally defeat him. It's safe now. No one will try to destroy your home again.
Thank you, Bozo. I'll never forget what you did for us today.
No problem. My name is Zozo, though. Could you spread the word? Midas the Bully started calling me the wrong name, and I really don't want it to stick. I may be a baby, but I'm no clown.
You got it. It's the least I can do. If you ever need a fire elemental, you know where to find me. Or you can just come over for dinner sometime.
Yum! Sounds like a plan. From day 71 to day 74, I kept exploring the flowering enchanted forest, keeping an eye out for smushed flowers. I know if I see something that's messed up, Midas can't be far. As I walked, taking in the beautiful scenery, a bee came buzzing by me. Hello, little bee.
Hello, Zozo. Say, if you're enjoying this adventure and want to see more, make sure to subscribe and find other adventures by searching ZOZO. Anyway, I've got to buzz off. Bye!
Thanks for the tip, Bee. Now back to searching for that bully.
Talking about me, bozo?
I could see Midas just up ahead of me, stomping on a flower. Why would you destroy something so pretty? These flowers aren't hurting anyone.
Flowers are for losers and dweebs. Who needs them? You probably love flowers, don't you, bozo? I could stomp on you just like these flowers. You're just as weak.
No, I'm not. I'm getting stronger all the time.
Huh, oh yeah? You think you're strong enough to fight me?
I tried to get my bat so I could freeze him for a few seconds, but I wasn't quick enough. He rushed at me and overwhelmed me. I had to run. I ran to a safer place and stopped to collect my thoughts. Next time I'll be ready. Next time I'll be stronger.
That's right. You better run.
From day 75 to day 78, I returned to my base, feeling pretty down about the fight with Midas. All I wanted to do was lie down and take a nap, but I couldn't even fall asleep. I can't believe I had to run away. After I talked all that talk about being stronger, I still wasn't strong enough to take Midas on. Maybe he's right. Maybe I am just a silly little clown baby. I'll never win.
Knock, knock. Can I come in?
Sure, go ahead.
I thought you might want to see some improvements I've made to the base. Come on, take a look.
Okay, I'll check it out. While I was gone, King Pig had added a bunch of decorative lanterns to the base. It made the whole place look way nicer, and even though I was still bummed out, it definitely cheered me up. This is really nice and calming in a way. One of the sky lizards came running over to me.
Zozo! Zozo! Look what I found! It's a potion. I think it'll make you stronger. Try it and see what happens.
Sure, I might as well. I drank the potion, and to my surprise, I felt myself getting bigger and stronger. I was growing up. My heart's increased to 100. Thank you. I feel so much better now. I had a tough time before, but I just know I'll be able to take down Midas soon. From day 79 to day 84, I decided to take my new confidence back to the flowering enchanted forest to see if Midas was still there. This time, I'll show him. He'll see that I'm not a clown at all, and he can't pick on me anymore. I looked all around, but I couldn't see Midas anywhere. I saw some sectoid guards though, and I was able to test out my new strength by fighting them off. It was much easier than fighting the sectoid soldiers from before. I'm definitely getting better at this. When I finished battling the sectoid guards, a rich mummy came to me.
Say, old chap, that was impressive. Tell me, how did you become such a talented fighter?
Lots of practice, some special potions, and the support of my friends.
Righto! Splendid work, my lad. A warrior of your caliber deserves the finest quality armor. Why, I have just the thing. I don't have any use for it myself. I have so much wealth already. Please, take this netherite helmet and put it to good use.
Really? Thank you so much!
No trouble at all, old sport. Give that wretched bully Midas what for. Ta-ta!
After giving me the helmet, the rich mummy ran away and disappeared. What a weird guy, but this is a really nice gift. It'll help protect me the next time I see Midas. From day 85 to day 89, I returned to my base, only to find that more of Midas the Bully's skeleton jackals were attacking my base, trying to break down the structures. Hey, me and my friends worked hard on those. How dare you?
Oh, this was your house? We thought it was just a big pile of trash someone left in the field. It'll probably look better once we're done.
You big jerks! I'm not gonna take that! In my pure anger at being attacked like this, I went into a rage frenzy and started knocking them out one by one. But some of them managed to escape during the chaos. I knocked out the remaining ones and decided to give chase. Chasing them outside of my base, I noticed that I wasn't fast enough to catch up. During my chase, I suddenly saw a lone saber-toothed pig just standing around in the field and crying. What's wrong, saber-toothed pig?
Those big, mean skeleton jackals came through here, and they called me ugly. And now I feel horrible about myself.
Oh no, that isn't fair. For what it's worth, as saber-toothed pigs go, I think you have a certain handsome charm. But at the end of the day, it's what's on the inside that counts. The only truly ugly thing is to be mean to people.
You're right, Zozo. Thank you. That made me feel a lot better.
No problem, and if you'll excuse me, I need to chase those meanies down.
Go get 'em, Zozo!
From day 90 to day 94, I chased the gang of skeleton jackals into the Forgotten Forest. Eventually, we found a dead end. I had them backed into a corner. Ready to face the consequences of your bullying ways, skeleton jackals? But they just started laughing at me.
You fool! You fell right into our trap! You think we're nasty? Meet Midas's best friend. He's gonna get all the gold now.
A huge, buff pigless walked in and the skeleton jackals ran off. He must have been Midas's best friend, and it was certainly scary to be standing in front of him. You can leave now, there's no need to fight. But Pigless didn't seem to listen to me, so I walked in and hit him with my baseball bat. He wasn't even affected. This is gonna be a tough one. From day 95 to day 97, the real fight between me and that huge, buff Pigless began. Every hit from him took down my hearts massively. I was lucky that I had 100 of them, or I would have been doomed. I kept hitting him with my diamond sword until the Pigless was finally defeated. And when he went down, he dropped a book I never expected to see. It was marked The Diary of Midas. Wow, another extract from Midas's diary. Pigless must have really been Midas's best friend if he trusted the guy to carry his diary. Of course, I opened up the diary and started reading, and I didn't believe what I was seeing inside. It said,
"Another day trying to get rid of Zozo. I feel like I'm so anxious all the time. It's so difficult to pretend to be big and tough all the time, but it's the only way people will respect you. Zozo, he seems like he's actually strong, and people like him too. I need to get rid of him quickly, or I think he might actually defeat me."
I was blown away by what I'd read. So deep down, Midas is the most scared and insecure of all. And he's afraid that I'll defeat him. If he believes I can, then I believe I can too. I ran back to my base, ready to make the final preparations. I was gonna take down Midas. On day 98, I came back to my base, feeling more motivated than ever to complete my quest and end the reign of the overworld's #1 bully once and for all. King Pig, Sky Lizard, and Seth gathered up around me, ready to see me off. It's time, everyone. I'm going to Midas's base to defeat him once and for all and free the land from fear and bullying.
Hear, hear, Zozo. You've always looked out for us, and I'm proud of you for seeing this through all the way. You're a true hero for doing this.
I agree. Ever since you first saved me from those sectoids and helped me defeat that mummy scorpion, I knew you had it in you to save the world. You've got a hero spirit, and you can do this.
But I don't want to send you into the lion's den. Let me come and help you, Zozo. You shouldn't have to do this alone.
It's okay, King Pig. I'm gonna do this myself. Knowing all of you believe in me is enough. On day 99, I made my way across the Dover Mountains, psyching myself up for the final battle against the bully who'd been hassling me for 99 days. I can't wait for this to finally be over, so me and my friends can all relax. On my way there, I ran into a yak who was casually grazing. Wish me luck, Mr. Yak. I'm on my way to defeat a major bully.
Good luck. Hope you don't get your butt kicked.
I kept going until I saw the last thing I wanted to see. A big gang of Midas's skeleton jackals ready to fight. Oh no, even I might be outnumbered here.
Think again!
I turned and saw that King Pig had been following me the whole time. King Pig, why are you here?
Because you need me, clearly. You've helped me a lot since you've come here, Zozo. Now it's time for me to help you. I'll distract all these nasty skeleton jackals. You go take down that big bully.
You're the best, King Pig. Let's do this! On day 100, I entered Midas the Bully's lair by using my wall climbing abilities to get in past the walls. All that gold he's taken, you'd think he'd have invested in some better security. When I went in, Midas was the only one there. He seemed shocked to see me.
What? This is impossible! I sent out all my skeleton jackals to stop you. How could you have gotten past them?
Because I still have friends, unlike some people around here.
Big talk for such a little baby, bozo.
I may be a baby, Midas, but I'm not a coward. I know the truth. Pigless was carrying your diary, and I read it. You're afraid of me. You're afraid of everything. And rather than confront that, you're mean to everyone around you. I'm giving you one last chance to be better.
You read my diary? Oh, for that, I'm gonna pound you, you nasty little baby. This is the end.
Well, I can't say I didn't give you a chance. Midas fired an energy blast at me, but I used my quick building skills to build a wall between me and the blast. Now it was time to fight back. I chugged down the potion of strength I received earlier. There was no way he could stop me now. I ran out from behind the wall and took Midas by surprise and bonked him with my bat. Before Midas could stop me, I hit him again and again and again, cutting through his golden armor until the last strike defeated him for good. That's what you get for being a bully. And with Midas gone, the overworld was free to have fun once again. On day 1, I spawned in as a Lego man. Looks like I'm a baby Lego man. Figures. Wait, it looks like the whole Minecraft world is made out of Lego. That's amazing. I looked around the desert I'd spawned into and saw other Lego people walking around. All villagers, by the looks of it. I've never seen anything like this. What's going on here?
Allow me to explain, Lego Zozo.
I turned and saw a more sinister Lego man with a scary-looking helmet and a business suit. He didn't look friendly.
I'm Lord Business, soon to be the new manager of this Lego world. I'm gonna keep things clean, orderly, and most importantly, profitable.
That doesn't sound so bad.
Oh, and I almost forgot to mention, to make profits, you need to cut costs. And I'm gonna cut costs by destroying all those who oppose me. Starting here!
He swung his hammer, and suddenly the desert was filled with explosions, tearing into the ground and blowing up all the Lego villagers around me. Just like that, I was all alone. I'm not gonna let you get away with this, Lord Business. I will defeat you. Lord Business just laughed and stomped over towards me.
I've got a tight business plan, Zozo. I'll have control of this entire world in 100 days.
And unless you become a master builder, you'd have no hope of stopping me. And it's not like that's gonna happen.
I wanted to fight back and defend myself, but I was just a baby and I didn't have any weapons. That's when a swarm of soul vultures appeared and started chasing me. All I could do was run. There's only one way out of this. I need to figure out what exactly a master builder is and become one in 100 days so I can defeat Lord Business and stop him from taking over the world. On day 2, after running for hours and hours, I ended up leaving the desert and entering the savannah. I may not have any weapons yet, but at least I'm tough. 5 Lego hearts? Even my health and hunger bar look like Lego pieces. And I'd need those Lego hearts because I still hadn't lost Lord Business's gang of nasty soul vultures. They were tough and fast, and I still didn't have any gear to fight them off with. Don't you guys have something better to do than hassle a baby Lego man? As the soul vultures got closer, I could feel my energy depleting. It was almost nightfall, and now I was really in trouble. Then, flaming arrows went flying through the sky. Someone was shooting at the soul vultures. The flames scared them, and the flock retreated. Someone had saved my life. That's when I saw a Lego villager hiding behind some cover. Thanks for saving my life, man.
No problem. Name's Bruce. I'm part of the resistance against Lord Business and his evil plans.
Wait, there's a resistance? Please let me in on it. I want to help defeat Lord Business too.
Then you better follow me. It's dangerous to be around here at nightfall.
Before we go, do you perhaps have any food? My Lego belly is starting to rumble.
No problem, little man. Here are some cooked mutton Lego bricks.
On day 3, Bruce and I went to a village in the middle of the savannah.
The village provides cover for the resistance. All the key members are hiding out here. None of us want Lord Business to turn this world into his personal piggy bank.
Bruce took me to a secret building in the middle of town where he wanted me to meet the resistance leader, an Egyptian illager named Osiris, sitting in a chair in his private library. Everyone was gathered around the table, so I sat behind it as well. It's nice to meet you, Mr. Osiris. I'm Zozo. Bruce told me you're the leader of the resistance against Lord Business.
This is true. Bruce told me you wish to join us.
That's also true. Lord Business attacked me when I first spawned, and he told me he's gonna take over the world in the next 100 days. I could only stop him if I became something called a Master Builder. Osiris seemed shocked. He stood up and came walking towards me.
A Master Builder? He said those exact words? Master Builder?
Yeah, but I have no idea what it means. Do you know anything about Master Builders, Osiris?
Legends tell of the Master Builders. They're Lego men who have mastered the sacred art of construction. Through training and special techniques, they can build anything. Some say they're so good at building, they don't even need to use weapons to fight. They can use building itself as a weapon.
I jumped with excitement. Oh my gosh, that sounds incredible! How can I become one?
It won't be easy, but it's possible. It will take training in the art of building, of course, but most importantly of all, you must be taught the secret techniques by the 4 Master Builders hidden across the world. And if we are to have any hope of stopping Lord Business, you'll need to do all of this in less than 100 days.
I waved goodbye and exited the secret building. On days 4 to 5, I began my first pieces of work and training. After all, I couldn't even think about seeking the other Master Builders until I'd completed some basic training. Tools! First, I gotta make myself some tools. So I went over to the nearby trees and started gathering up some wood. It wasn't easy to punch through the trees, but soon enough, I had enough wood to make a crafting bench, and then my first set of wooden tools. These look pretty cool, but a Master Builder needs better than wooden tools. Using my wooden shovel and pickaxe, I started digging into the ground until I hit stone and collected enough blocks to build myself a full set of stone gear, including tools and a sword. Because I was now an official part of the resistance, Osiris said I was allowed to build my base on the edge of the village, so I started using my spare wood and stone blocks to build the foundations of my base. The first step was building rooms for myself and Bruce, the Lego villager who'd saved my life in the desert. It's always nice to have a friend living with you. Bruce hurried towards me, looking frantic.
Zozo, the building is gonna have to wait. I can see a bunch of zombies creeping towards us out of the savannah. We need to stop them.
Luckily, I had my new stone sword, so I pulled it out and ran in, ready to kick some moldy zombie booty. You're messing with a future master builder here. You're gonna regret this. And they did, because it didn't take me long to defeat the zombies and return to my base, glowing with victory. That's when I started to change. I upgraded, getting bigger and gaining 2 hearts. 7 hearts? This is awesome! On days 6 through 8, I was wandering through the savannah until I reached a forest. I was collecting more wood for my base when I saw a wooden villager being attacked by this big and ugly-looking bug called a sectoid. But the wooden villager was fighting back, building walls between him and the attacking sectoid. I've never seen anyone fight like this before. Maybe That's when the wooden villager noticed me.
Are you gonna stand there all day, son? Or are you gonna give me a hand with this thing?
Oh, right, sorry. I ran in with my stone sword and joined the fight. The sectoid was tough, but with me and the wooden villager working together, we had a chance. Every time the sectoid tried to attack me, the wooden villager quickly built a little wall between us. Soon enough, the sectoid was exhausted and confused, and I was able to defeat it with my stone sword. He dropped some string. I guess it makes sense. He did look a bit like a spider. All that was left was me and the wooden villager. I wanted to know more about his special fighting skills.
Thanks for the assist, kid. Who are you?
I'm Zozo, and who are you?
I'm Master Red.
Wait, Master? As in Master Builder? Can you help me learn to be like you?
Sure thing, kid. Your training starts now. You're gonna help me chase a soul eater out of a cave near here.
Sounds like a plan, Master. Let's go! On days 9 to 10, Master Ren and I made our way through the forest until we found the cave he told me about. Before we go in, Master Ren, what's the first lesson? How can I fight like a master builder?
The first technique is the one you saw me using in the woods, kid. When your opponent tries to attack you, you build a wall between you and them.
Okay, I think I'm ready. Let's do this! I followed Master Ren into the cave, where the Soul Eater was waiting. It was even bigger and scarier than I thought it'd be, and the second it saw us, it flew towards us.
Now is the time, Zozo. Try out the technique I taught you.
But with the Soul Eater charging towards me, I panicked. I couldn't help it. I tried to build the wall between us as quickly as I could, but the Soul Eater just flew over the tiny barricade and started attacking me. In one strike, I lost a bunch of hearts. Uh-oh, I need to get out of here. I ran out of the cave and Master Ren followed me. Felt so embarrassed to lose in front of him like that, but he didn't seem to mind.
Perhaps I will need to train you more cautiously, young Zozo.
How about you come stay at my base? You can train me more there.
That sounds like a good idea to me.
On days 11 to 12, I returned back to my base with Master Ren and started adding another floor to the base. This way, he can have his own room. I hope this is to your liking, Master Ren.
Well, it's clear you have much to learn in the way of building. But thank you, Zozo. It'll do.
While Master Ren was resting up, I decided to put my building skills to good use. I created a custom crafting room where I could perfect my crafting skills and store my creations. By the time I was done, I saw that Osiris had arrived at my base, and he had something to tell me.
How's the training going, Zozo?
It's, going. What's up?
I figured it was finally time for me to tell you about what's really going on and why Lord Business is doing everything he's doing. You see, creativity is a wonderful thing, and it's a skill that all master builders are required to develop. But the purest kind of creativity is the kind used to make people happy. The darkest kind is the one that Lord Business has fallen prey to. Creativity to satisfy greed. All he cares about is money, and everything that people create, he seeks to own, and he's willing to destroy anyone who gets in the way of his bottom line.
After hearing this story, I went out into the forest and gathered more sticks and wooden blocks. I made a little fenced-up area in the backyard of my base and herded some cows into it, as well as making a small wheat farm alongside it. If I'm gonna become a master builder, I need to be able to build everything. On days 13 to 15, I approached Ren, who was practicing in an archery range I had built for him on the other side of the base. Hey Ren, I was wondering, do you know other ways I can improve my building abilities?
Well, I suppose there is this handy tool I usually use. It's called a builder's wand, and it lets you build much faster by extending connected block faces.
What? You didn't think to mention this before in the cave?
Well, I have been known to be a bit forgetful here and there. Here, have one.
Ren tossed out the wand for me. Thanks. Well, hopefully you can remember anything about master builders since, you know, you are one of them. Osiris said something about there being 4 master builders out there, and I've only found you.
Perhaps your best bet is searching the snowy tundra. I've heard tales of mysterious buildings popping up there. It could be the work of a master builder.
Then I guess the snowy tundra is exactly where I'm heading.
Word of advice, Zozo. Build yourself a bow first. You never know when it'll come in handy for you.
Before setting off for the snowy tundra, I tested out the builder's wand, and sure enough, it makes building walls much easier. This tool is really useful. I also followed Ren's advice and made myself a bow, just in case. All I needed were some feathers, and luckily there were a few chickens around, so I could craft the arrows as well. Better to have a bow and not need it, right? I made my way across the map to the snowy tundra. Part of me hoped I'd find the next master builder waiting for me, but it turned out that the snowy tundra was huge. It'd take me forever to find someone here. But it didn't take long for a mutant snow golem to find me and start attacking. You must work for Lord Business. Jeez, is there anyone outside the village who doesn't work for that guy? I tried my best to use Master Ren's technique, building walls in front of the attacking snow golem, but he was still too fast for me, even with the builder's wand. In the end, I kept my distance and finished him off with the bow. I don't know if I'm ever gonna be good enough to be a master builder at this rate. But the mutant snow golem did drop something, a builder's potion, which helps the speed of my mining and building. Just what the doctor ordered. I returned to my base and took the potion, practicing by digging a huge hole near my base and collecting a bunch of stone blocks. It was a good exercise because soon enough, I leveled up and gained 2 more hearts. 9 hearts? This is rad! On days 16 to 19, I continued exploring, hoping I might find another master builder hiding inside some ancient ruins. This place is so old and spooky. It seems just like the kind of place an old master would hang out. But I was half right. I didn't find a master builder here, but I did find an ancient sign that might lead me to one. It read, "He who seeks to reach the peak of skill must climb to the peak itself. A master dwells where the air is thin." Thin air. Peaks? That sounds like a mountain. I know where I need to go now. But I couldn't celebrate too quickly. A group of Barakoa ancient people sent by Lord Business had cornered me. I needed to think fast. What would a master builder do? That's when I had an idea. Using all the stone I'd mined in the days before, I quickly ran around the group of Barakoa, building a wall around them that boxed them all in. It was quite tricky because they were surprisingly fast for their short stature. Eventually, I did succeed in boxing them in though. Before any of them had a chance to escape, I fled the ancient ruins, safe to fight another day. Master Ren is gonna be so proud of me. On days 20 through 22, I was making my way through the forest, gathering up materials to prepare for my journey into the mountains. These mountains are treacherous. I should really upgrade my gear before I go. While I was in the forest, some spiders attacked me. I was low on stone at the time, so I decided to defeat them with my stone sword instead of doing it the Master Builder way. Variety is the spice of life. Once the spiders were dealt with, I mined until I stumbled into a small cave system. I found some iron deposits. It took a while to mine all of it, but in no time I had enough to smelt and craft into a set of iron armor and tools. It made me feel so cool and powerful. Maybe it's time for me to pay my old enemy a visit. With my new tools and my new power, I went back to the cave where I'd almost been defeated by the Soul Eater. But this time, it was going to happen the other way around. Come get me, Soul Eater. I'll give you something to chew on. I decided to go for a mix of standard and master builder tactics. As the Soul Eater flew towards me, I used my skill to quickly build a wall around the Soul Eater, trapping him in place. But there was no time to waste. I pulled out my new iron sword and one-shotted the Soul Eater right in the head. How do you like me now, you cave-dwelling meanie?
Having fun, Zozo?
I turned and saw Lord Business standing at the cave entrance and staring at me. Lord Business, what are you doing here?
Watching your pathetic attempt to become a master builder. You really think you can make a difference? You're not special, Zozo. And believe me, when my factories are complete, we'll never need people like you to make anything ever again.
And with that, he disappeared. Factories? That doesn't sound good. On days 23 to 26, I returned to my base, eager to tell Master Ren that I'd used my new skills to take down the Soul Eater.
This is an amazing development, Zozo. I'm proud of you.
Thanks, Master Ren. I couldn't have done it without your help.
I have a reward for you, a special schematic for a new tool I've built. I think you'll find it quite useful.
Master Ren gave me a book full of instructions, and I went into the crafting room to begin building. By the time I was done, I had a multi-tool. One tool that can be a pickaxe, a shovel, an axe, a sword, and a hoe, all in one. This is a perfect tool for a master builder. I then used my new iron multi-tool to clear the mess we did outside the base. I also used it to gather some more food. I then took some time to build a wall around my base. Now nobody with bad intentions could get in. On days 27 to 31, I decided to finally follow the instructions I saw in the ancient ruins. As I arrived at the ruins, I saw the Barracoa were gone, so I made my way up into the mountains. It was dark, cold, and difficult to climb, but it was worth it if it'd make me be a better builder. I couldn't see any mobs, thankfully, but I was so high up that if I fell, I probably would have been done for anyway. Then, without warning, an Iceman landed on the ground next to me.
Who goes there?
What? Where did you come from?
That doesn't matter. Why are you invading my domain, stranger?
I'm Zozo, and I swear I didn't mean to intrude. I just came here to look for a master builder.
Then you found him. I'm Master Frost, the master builder of the mountains.
That's when I saw how Master Frost had gotten the jump on me. He'd immediately built a staircase behind me and used it to attack me from above. He really was a master builder. Want to come back to my base, Master Frost? I'd love to learn from you. I can even make you your own room.
Sure, why not? It's been a while since I've taught a young whippersnapper in the tricks.
While we made our way back to my base, we came across a rainbow tree. Frost built some stairs so I could reach the top, and I mined some unique material with my multi-tool. Super colorful rainbow grass blocks. I returned to my base afterwards and built a new room for Master Frost, even giving him a window made from rainbow glass blocks. It was almost done when Bruce approached me in a panic.
Zozo! Lord Business has sent some minions to attack the village. We need your help immediately.
On days 32 to 35, I rushed into the village with Bruce, ready to defend it from whatever attack Lord Business had unleashed on us. But I wasn't expecting to see a gang of ender creepers crawling all over the village. The whole village was completely overrun by creepers. They were chasing innocent villagers all around the village. Oh no! Looks like Lord Business really took his evil up a notch. Knowing it was dangerous to take on the ender creepers up close, Bruce and I pulled out our bows and started shooting the ender creepers, trying to take them out before they exploded. We had to be extra careful, but with the help of Bruce, we managed to get a lot of them. A few unfortunately slipped through the net, with awful consequences. Bruce suddenly looked towards Osiris's secret base.
Zozo, look! They're cornering Osiris!
Bruce was right! Osiris was being cornered by an ender creeper, slowly creeping towards him. We heard him beg for mercy.
No, please don't do this.
Before we could get close enough to save the Resistance beloved leader, we heard it, a Lego boom! The ender creeper exploded, setting off a chain reaction that blew up a bunch of the other houses. The whole village was in ruins. We rushed to check out Osiris's secret base, but all we saw was smoke rolling out. He was gone! Osiris, no! There was so much left unsaid between us!
Come on, Zozo, we can mourn later. We need to stop these heavy creepers before they can do any more damage.
It didn't take us long to defeat the rest of the ender creepers, but with Osiris gone, our morale had taken a serious hit. On days 36 to 39, I decided I needed to search further if I wanted to find the third and fourth master builder. That's why I traveled all the way to the Ice Spikes, a scary and desolate land even further away than the snowy tundra. Master builder! Is there a master builder anywhere? I soon came across a Viking villager named Olaf. He was camping in one of the Ice Spikes, eating a Lego apple. He looked exhausted. You okay there, buddy?
Oh yes, just taking a breather.
You wouldn't happen to be a master builder, would you?
No, afraid not. I'm just a Viking. But I can tell you where to find a master builder if you help me deal with a little problem I'm having.
That sounds awesome. What do you need?
There's a bad snowman around here I've been trying to destroy, but I'm having an off day. If you can take care of him for me, I'll give you the information you need.
Deal. I wandered around the Ice Spikes until I found the bad snowman that Olaf had warned me about. Thankfully, I still had plenty of energy, so I pulled out my multi-tool sword and took him by surprise. Don't mess with this, Lego man. That's no joke. He even left a few carrots and snowballs in his chest. Maybe the Viking will want to play a snowball fight with me. I returned to the Viking and told him the good news. The bad snowman had been defeated.
Finally! I thought I'd never get to leave this stinking place.
Yeah, the snowman even left a few snowballs behind. Wanna play a snowball fight?
No thanks. I'm too old and tired for such games.
Oh, okay. So how about the Master Builder? Where can I find the next one?
I heard there's one of them hiding out in the swamp, but he likes his privacy. No offense, but you should probably get better before you go see him. If you're not experienced enough, he'll think you're just wasting his time.
On days 40 through 43, I returned to the base. Walking through the rubble the creepers left behind reminded me of the loss of our great Osiris leader. This is no time for sadness. I'm ready to practice and improve my building skills, so one day I can have my vengeance. I added some new furniture to the base, along with some bookcases that helped me study the craft of master building. Master Ren approached me midway through my renovations with a new request.
Zozo, my student, Lord Business's latest creeper attack on the village has destroyed many homes and left many LEGO villagers homeless. You should do them a kindness and make room in your base for them to live in the meantime.
Master Ren made a good point. I invited in the homeless LEGO villagers and started building another level to my base, complete with beds for them all to sleep in. Just as I finished, Master Frost came to me with an urgent message.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Zozo, but I've received some vital information. Some of my allies have followed up on the lead for one of Lord Business's factories. I need you to investigate and find out what's going on. It's also the perfect time for you to test out my attack from above technique.
Of course, Master Frost, I won't let you down. On days 44 to 49, I followed Master Frost's instructions until I reached the factory. It was a spooky looking building, so harsh and out of place in this fun LEGO world. I need to stop this madness as soon as possible before it ruins the whole world. I crept inside, trying to stay hidden. But while I may have gotten really good at building, I was kind of terrible at creeping because Lord Business noticed me immediately.
This is private property, Zozo. Did none of your masters ever teach you not to trespass? It's rude.
It's also rude to be an evil overlord. What's your endgame, Lord Business? What's the big plan here?
Well, since you'll never leave this place alive, I guess I can tell you. You see this factory? I'm going to cover the whole world and thousands like it, and fill it with builders like you. You'll all either work for me or be destroyed, endlessly building products that I can sell for a massive profit. All for me!
You'll never get away with this! I won't let you!
You don't have a choice. Remember the golden rule. He who has the gold makes the rules. Speaking of which, meet a friend of mine, the Gold Warrior.
A Gold Warrior stepped out from the darkness, ready to fight.
Get rid of him. I'm a little too busy to stick around and watch.
Lord Business disappeared again, and the Gold Warrior charged at me. On days 50 through 53, I tried to use my skills to fend off the Gold Warrior. He was the strongest enemy I'd ever faced, and he wasn't giving up easy. No matter how fast I tried to run away from him, he caught up to me. Can't we just talk this out, Mr. Gold Warrior? He didn't seem to think so. Instead, he kept trying to jab me with his lethal spiky club. I kept building walls between us, but every time, he'd effortlessly get around them. I was in real trouble. I tried taking him down with a bow, but he used his shield to stop the arrows. I got one shot in, but that was about it. This is not effective. I need to change tactics. I pulled out my multi-tool and activated the sword. I couldn't stop him with my master builder techniques or my bow, so I was going to have to fight him directly instead. It was a tough battle, and I lost quite a few hearts along the way. I even got down to half a heart. Luckily, I was able to build my way to safety and eat to regain my health. Phew, this is getting intense. But alright, here goes round 2. After a lot of fighting, I was finally able to defeat him. When he went down, he dropped his gold shield and a golden key. Oh, I wonder what this unlocks. I better keep it in my inventory. You never know when you need a key. On days 54 to 57, I left Lord Business's spooky factory and made my way outside onto the plains. But something was already out there waiting for me. A powerful earth elemental, ready to battle. The earth elemental started walking towards me, but out here in the open, I could use my master building skills. I quickly started using the Master Frost technique, building stairs so I could run up them and attack from above. It's over, I have the high ground. I leaped down onto the earth elemental and destroyed him in one direct strike to the head. He dropped a powerful Protection 3 enchantment book too. This will make me a lot more resistant to damage when I apply it to my armor. But I should probably wait until I get better armor and apply it then. With my mission complete, I returned to my base to tell Master Frost. I found him sitting on a bench by the lake as he made ice around him freeze up. I told him about Lord Business's evil plan and about my mastery of his technique.
Excellent work, Zozo, despite the frightening news. Go see Bruce in a few days. He'll have something valuable for you to do then.
Will do. Just make sure that all the fish don't freeze. On days 58 to 62, I decided that my base needed a little tender love and care, so I decided to expand the farm to also include chickens. Anyone else want a fried egg? But my base was only one half of my defenses. I needed to get myself better armor and tools too. That's why I used my multi-tool to dig into a mine behind my base, going deeper and deeper until I finally found some diamonds. Even though they look like Lego pieces, diamonds are still a master builder's best friend. I took the diamonds back into my crafting room and built myself a full set of diamond gear, weapons, tools, and armor. Then I crafted myself an anvil and applied the Protection 3 book to my diamond chestplate. Now I finally have some proper protection. Wait, what is this? I don't have a full armor bar. I guess Lego diamonds aren't quite as tough as real diamonds. After all that hard work, I built and added a new floor with a lounge and a small terrace to my base, so I could finally put my feet up and relax. I just knew it wouldn't last for long. On days 63 to 66, I approached Bruce the Lego villager and asked him what he had for me.
I've been closely observing your progress, Zozo, and I believe you finally have what it takes to meet the next master builder. I've marked out the swamp where he lives on your map. Seek him out and learn his teachings.
Thank you, Bruce. Wish me luck. Over the next couple days, I made the long journey to the swamp. It was a dark and humid place with a strong, musty smell. I really didn't want to spend too long here. Even less so when I saw a huge Polypham running towards me, ready to fight.
Get out of my swamp, intruder!
The Polypham was twice the size of me. I'd never stand a chance against him in a fight. I tried to run away, but he was way ahead of me. The Polypham mined into the ground and rapidly tunneled below me before popping back up out of the ground right in front of me. Please, I don't want any trouble. I'm just looking for the master builder. The Polypham immediately stopped.
Oh, why didn't you say so? Nice to meet you. I'm Master Tony, the master builder of the swamp.
Master Tony, I'm so pleased to see you. I was told you didn't like visitors.
Normally I don't, but today I need a hand. I've got a monstrous swamp leech infestation. If you help me with that, I'll teach you a thing or two.
On day 67 to 70, I followed Master Tony deeper into the swamp to help him take on his monstrous swamp leech problem.
Being a master builder, I'm pretty strong, but leeches have always squicked me out, so I appreciate your help on this.
It didn't take us long to find the leech infestation. I didn't want to get too close either. They looked pretty freaky, so I pulled out my bow and picked them all off at a distance, one arrow at a time. Leeches, be gone! Whoa, I should have been a pest controller.
Great job, Zozo. I'm glad I don't need to look at those nasty things anymore.
Happy to help. Now, how about that technique? Master Tony was a man of his word. He showed me how he'd mastered the combat tunneling technique, how you could use your pickaxe to dig into the ground to escape, or create pits for enemies to fall into. This is awesome! I only need to learn from one more master, and I'll be a master builder myself! On days 71 through 74, while searching the plains, I found an entrance leading to some kind of bunker. What could have been inside? And if you like crazy mysteries and wild adventures, you should search for more Zozo videos by typing ZO into your search bar. I prepared my diamond sword and climbed down through the door. It looked like some kind of secret bunker underneath, filled with bookshelves and books all marked factory plans. Wait, this place must be owned by Lord Business!
Clever observation, Zozo!
Lord Business suddenly came out of the secret bookshelf entrance and swung at me with his netherite sword. I barely dodged in time.
I made a mistake, sending my minions to destroy you before. I should just get it over with and destroy you myself.
I tried to fight back, swinging my sword at him, but every time he blocked my strike and fought back, knocking off a few of my hearts.
You're no master builder, Zozo. You're weak and pathetic.
As Lord Business tried to finish me off, all I could do was escape. In a frantic panic, I built a wall between him and myself and made my way out of the bunker while he broke through it. I wasn't strong enough to beat him. All I could do was run, but at least I escaped. This time anyway. On days 75 through 78, I continued making improvements on my base. It was one of the tallest and most impressive bases I've ever made, so I decided to build downwards too. That's why I made a cozy basement to hold extra supplies. I even installed a few beds just in case. Just as I was finishing up, Master Frost approached me with a gift.
Zozo, I just wanted to tell you, I'm so proud of all the work you're doing. Nobody is fighting back against Lord Business as hard as you. I wanted to give you a gift as a token of my thanks. It's a potion of strength I brewed for you.
Wow, thanks, Master Frost. I can't wait to try it. I drank the potion and felt myself getting bigger and stronger by the second. By the time the transformation was done, I was a full-grown Lego man with 12 hearts. Let's see Lord Business try to take me on now. On days 79 through 84, I decided to travel for a bit to flex my new strength and Master Builder abilities by taking on some bad guys in the forest. Lucky for me, a gang of bad guys weren't hard to find, as when things got dark, the woods soon became filled with angry skeletons. You guys have got to go down, no bones about it. They didn't appreciate my bad pun. Instead, they attacked me. I decided to put all my Master Builder skills to use in stopping them. First, I used Master Frost's technique. I quickly made a stairway and climbed to the top to get away from them. Can't get me up here. Then, I used Master Tony's special technique. I leaped down onto the ground from above and started digging until I formed a big, square hole in the ground. It didn't take long for the skeletons to follow me and fall in as I climbed back out. Then I capped it off with Master Ren's technique and built a roof over the pit where all the skeletons were trapped, sealing them away forever. Wow, I'm almost a Master Builder.
It's true, and I like your style, Zozo.
I turned and saw that an Egyptian jackal had been standing there and watching me the whole time. He seemed impressed.
I'm Master Joey, the final Master Builder. I hear you've been looking for me.
You heard correctly, Master Joey. Can you teach me your special technique so I can finally become a true Master Builder?
I won't give you a technique, Zozo, but I will give you a tool. The hammer. When you need it to destroy blocks in a hurry, you just can't beat it. Congratulations, you're a Master Builder now!
On days 85 through 89, I came back to my base with new tools and new knowledge, only to find that we were under attack from a horde of spider creepers. They were crawling all across the village and exploding, destroying chunks of the buildings. I was terrified they would go for my base and the people inside. I can't let you do this. One of the spiders came crawling towards me. Fortunately, Bruce came out of one of the buildings with his bow, helping me fight back.
Don't worry, Zozo. You won't need to fight alone. I've got your back.
So we fought together, taking on and taking out most of the spider creepers until the rest ran out into the savannah. I've got to go get them. I can't let them get away this time. But as I tried to chase the fleeing group, I saw a baby Lego villager being chased by a spider creeper. I needed to save him. Don't worry, baby, I'll save you. I pulled out my diamond sword, charged in, and defeated the spider creeper.
Thank you, Zozo. You saved my life.
On days 90 to 94, after saving the Lego villager baby, I ran into the forest to chase the fleeing gang of spider creepers. You creeps are gonna pay for what you did to the village. I chased them until I saw that they were trying to hide in a nearby cave, but it was too late. I already saw them. I ran in, ready to fight with my diamond sword, until I noticed that I'd been lured into a trap. There was an ender creeper waiting for me, and he was wearing a name tag. It read, Vice President to Lord Business. Uh-oh, I guess you're not gonna be easy to fight then, are you? The ender creeper, VP, didn't even reply. He just came running at me, and I began to panic. Better use my Master Builder skills. I couldn't make a staircase in the cave, but I could still use Master Ren's technique and make a wall. I quickly built one up between us, but VP teleported right through it and hit me, knocking off a few hearts. Looks like this is gonna be my hardest battle yet. On days 95 through 97, the battle raged on. VP truly was the toughest enemy I'd ever fought, and often when I tried to hit him, he teleported out of the way. Why won't you stay still and fight fair, VP? You're the VP of being a lousy cheater. Being an ender creeper, he also had the ability to teleport lit TNT right on top of my head. Oh man, I've got to be careful and dodge his falling TNT. That's when I figured out the perfect method of stopping him. I used Master Tony's technique and created a hole, tricking the ender creeper into falling into it. After that, all it took was one strike from above to destroy the Ender Creeper. He even dropped a banana waba brick, one of the strongest unbreakable pickaxes in the world. So of course, I grabbed it. In that moment, I had a vision, revealing the truth about Lord Business. Once, he also wanted to be a master builder, and he sought out the secrets to learn the knowledge and the techniques. But in the end, it was never meant to be. He was too greedy and impatient to truly learn. So instead, he decided he'd make others do the work for him and just take all the money. If Lord Business never even fully gained his master builder skills, maybe I really will be able to finally defeat him. On day 98, I prepared for the final battle, mining to gather extra blocks that I could use in the fight. Before I could leave, each of my friends came to offer words of encouragement. First, Bruce, the Lego villager.
You're one of the strongest fighters the Resistance has ever had, Zozo. I just want you to know, no matter how this ends, it's been an honor serving with you.
Then came Master Ren.
You have learned the ways of the Master Builder, Zozo. Remember them and use them wisely. And even Lord Business won't be able to defeat you.
And finally, Master Frost.
Be creative, Zozo. That's the most important thing. And it's something you're brilliant at. Lord Business will never be able to take that away from you.
Hearing all of this made me finally feel ready to take on the evil mastermind behind it all. On day 99, I made my way to Lord Business's business base, where I was sure to find him. On the way there, I saw a Lego kid playing in the savannah.
I believe in you, Zozo! You're my hero!
Thanks, kid. I'm gonna try my best. But when I arrived outside the business base, I noticed that it was heavily guarded by a gang of soul vultures. Oh no, how can I fight all of these, then take on Lord Business? I'll be outmatched. That's when Master Tony the Polypham suddenly appeared.
Don't you worry, buddy. I'll take care of the soul vultures. You get in there and take that businessman down.
Thank you, Master Tony. I couldn't do this without you. Master Tony ran in and started fighting the soul vultures. And while he was distracted, I ran right past him and used the key, dropped by the gold warrior, to enter the business base. I knew that key would come in handy. On day 100, with my tools gathered and my master builder status secured, I entered the inner sanctum of Lord Business's business base. The place was huge, with tall walls and a massive fountain in the middle. I proceeded forward through a treasure room filled with gold piles. He was waiting for me on the other side of the room, sitting in his giant golden throne, laughing evilly.
So you're finally here, Zozo, but I'm afraid you're already too late.
It's never too late.
Ha! That's what you think. My forces are ready to roll out, and they follow only my command. This whole world will be turned into one giant corporation, and I will be the CEO. Only a master builder could stop me now.
That's the thing, Lord Business. I am a master builder. I pulled out my hammer and prepared to battle the evil businessman for the sake of the world. He jumped off his chair, wielding a netherite sword, and tried to attack me. I quickly built a wall between us, and anytime he knocked the wall down, I built another.
Aren't you even going to fight back, Zozo? This is pathetic.
I am fighting. I'm fighting like a master builder. I blocked myself into the treasure room while Lord Business was breaking down my wall. I quickly started building a staircase. As he broke through, I leapt down onto him and hit him.
Ow! No fair!
You'd know these techniques if you ever bothered to learn them, Lord Business.
And you'd know this technique if you had money! Ender Creepers, attack!
Lord Business pulled a dirty trick. Doors around the room opened and heavy creepers started piling in. He was going to blow me sky high.
Face it, Zozo, you're outnumbered and outgunned. I've won!
Not yet, you haven't. It was time to put all my training to good use for one last move. While the heavy creepers chased me, I mined a huge hole into the ground with my hammer. I pushed Lord Business into the hole. I looked at the creepers and they followed me as I jumped into the hole.
Zozo, what are you doing?
Finishing this! As Lord Business and the heavy creepers scrambled around, trying to grab me, I placed down the ladders and climbed out of the hole.
Zozo, you fool! Let me out of this pit! The heavy creepers will explode! It'll destroy us both!
Not quite, Lord Business. Boom! They all exploded, destroying Lord Business with them as I ran from the room. It was finally over. I'd become a master builder and saved the whole world. On day 1, I spawned in as Vegeta. Tremble before the prince of all Saiyans. What? Only 5 hearts? That doesn't make sense. Isn't he supposed to be super powerful? I guess I'm gonna have to do some serious training if I want to live up to the real Vegeta's reputation. Where's an old martial master when you need him? Is that one over there? He looks like he might know some wisdom. It's me, Zozo. I'm looking for someone to train me. Are you worthy to train a Saiyan?
No, I am not worthy to train a Saiyan, but I am worthy to capture one and make him fight to his doom.
This is no martial arts master. He's a wicked wizard, and he's attacking me with magic.
You're mine, Zozo. I've captured warriors far more capable than you.
Not today, wizard. Nowhere to run. I've got to jump off this cliff to get away. Hopefully I can fly. Vegeta can fly in the show, so why not? Here goes everything. Uh-oh, I can't fly yet. Ah, I'm falling. I guess Vegeta doesn't take fall damage. Must be the ability I start with. It'll probably upgrade to flying later. That wizard said something about capturing Saiyans. Maybe he has some of my friends, or even Goku. But Goku isn't Vegeta's friend. He's more like a rival. Every tough guy needs a good rival, and I guess for now I'll have to settle for that wizard guy. I'll rest at the bottom of this cliff until morning. On day 2, I start punching trees and rocks and get the supplies to make my wooden pickaxe. I think I'll build my base somewhere away from this cliff, since I don't want to run into the wizard again before I've gotten stronger. I'll need wide open spaces to fire my ki blast, so this rocky desert will do nicely. There are some nasty coyotes here, but I'm a Saiyan. I can beat a few coyotes barehanded. Confusing me for just another helpless villager, the coyotes attacked, but I was ready. It looks like I have some buffs to my punching damage, probably from being a martial artist. That'll come in handy. Get out of here, coyotes. This is my turf.
Okay, we're going. You don't need to be such a jerk about it.
You should have known who you were messing with. With my pickaxe, I start mining for sandstone. That will be the main material that I use when making my base, at least until I can go underground and get some more durable blocks. There are some cactus blocks here too, but I don't have any armor or weapons, so I'm just gonna leave them alone for now. If I decide later that I want green dye, then I'll be sure to start farming those cactus blocks. I end the day by building a fence around where I want the base to be, and a tiny tent to sleep in. When it's done, this will be the perfect gym to train as a Super Saiyan warrior. On day 3, I travel to a nearby forest to find some more wood for my fences. If there's a river I can redirect into the desert, that'll also be a good future project. Of course, I wouldn't be Vegeta if I wasn't also looking for a fight. Saiyans get stronger the more they battle tough enemies after all. That giant tarantula should make for a worthy opponent. Spiders give me the creeps, but Vegeta isn't afraid of anything. Let's go, tarantula. I started punching and doing some damage, but I was also losing too many hearts too quickly. Oh no, he's biting me. Gotta run. Didn't think a spider would be giving me so much trouble. But is it really fair that he has 6 more arms than me? While I was escaping from the tarantula, I found that there was an entire monkey caught in its web. Monkeys are like distant cousins to Saiyans, so of course I have to help him. I punch away the webs and set that monkey free. Be free, monkey. Oh, I guess he has something to say. What's up, new monkey friend?
Thank you for releasing me. My name is Stu, and I was chased here by an evil wizard.
I'm Zozo. I've seen that wizard too. Why was he after you?
He thought I was a Saiyan, so he tried to kidnap me.
Well, you're safe now. Why don't you come back to my base with me?
Sure, but only if you've got bananas. Stu the monkey is bananas about bananas.
On days 4 to 5, I made the fence surrounding my base bigger in order to make space to build a house for Stu. Full of bananas, obviously.
Yeah, baby. Stu loves bananas.
That should keep him entertained, while the real Saiyan focuses on important things, like getting so strong that I can totally send that wizard flying into space when I next see him. The problem is, a bigger base meant that I was much closer to the cactus blocks, and the cactoids were starting to become aggressive. And I don't have enough buckets of water to tame them off. Back off, you greedy cactoids! The fence can keep the little ones out, but when night comes, the local cactyrant is going to transform and attack me. Those guys are no joke, and they attack at night when the sun can't make me stronger. Or is it just Goku that powers up with the sun? Either way, those creepy cactus creatures have the advantage, unless I take my arsenal up a notch. I have until night falls to craft a weapon from the materials I've mined. Nobody wants to fight a cactyrant barehanded after all, damage buffs or not. There's plenty of stone around, so I use some stone blocks and a stick to make a stone sword and some tools. I wait until it gets dark, and then I go out and face the cactyrant. I defeat him using my new weapon. He drops boots of swiftness. Wow, that's unexpected. Now I can run around at high speeds with the best of them. Bet that evil wizard would never see this coming. Woohoo! If only I knew where I was going. On days 6 to 8, I'm deep in the desert gathering up sand to craft some pockets of sand. Vegeta doesn't always fight fair, so I want to be able to throw sand at my enemies, and I might need to, because here comes that evil wizard from earlier, and it looks like he's riding on a go-kart.
There you are, Saiyan. This time you won't get away.
You'll never capture the Prince of Saiyans. But the scary thing is, he actually might. No matter how fast I try to run with my boots of swiftness, it's like he's always catching up to me.
I told you there'd be no escape this time.
That vehicle is really fast, so I have to lead him to the cactus patch where he has to drive more carefully.
You think some puny cactuses will stop me, Zozo?
The plural is cacti, actually, Dark Wizard. Maybe you need to go back to school.
I'm evil. I don't have to get things right. I do things wrong on purpose.
He throws a spell at me from long range, and now I'm taking damage. I hide behind a tall cactus, then I throw a pocket of sand at him. Yes, it looks like that threw off his steering and made him stop the go-kart.
Well, I'm not going to drive when I can't see. That's just basic road safety.
The effect will wear off soon, so I'm going to get out of here. Thank goodness he doesn't know about my base. On days 9 to 10, I still don't know why that wizard wants to capture me. How can I be the Prince of all Saiyans when I'm afraid to fight the first guy I met in the world? Stu thinks I'm being too down on myself.
Don't worry, Zozo. You're doing a lot better than I could. You saved me from that spider, and I'm sure you'll save us both from that wizard too.
Well, maybe, but I think I should build a statue to get my mind off of things.
Get your mind off of things like being afraid you won't defeat the Dark Wizard forever and all time?
You're not helping me out, Stu.
Sorry. Stu does believe in you, though.
I think I'll build a statue of Vegeta's father, King Vegeta. That way I can show everyone who comes to my base how powerful the Saiyan people once were. It might encourage me too, who knows? But this won't be just any statue. The King of Saiyans needs a huge statue made out of strong material. I better start mining stone and gathering all the materials in my base. And who knows, maybe all this mining will help make me stronger too. It's good exercise. I'm also going to get a source of water in the base by redirecting a nearby river. My Saiyan fists are super strong, so these blocks are like nothing to me. I also made myself a bigger place to live and constructed a house out of sandstone. And now that I have more water in the base, I can start taming the nearby cactoids with buckets of it. You nerds work for me now. On days 11 to 12, a Viking villager arrived outside my base with a story to tell. He had apparently traveled a long way seeking my base.
You must be the Saiyan I've heard about. I am known as Charles, and my people are the Vikings. Days ago, I escaped from a terrible place where the Dark Wizard Baraka is making all the greatest warriors in the land fight until only one remains. He continues to gather the mightiest fighters he can find and pit them against each other.
Why is he doing that?
Who knows? Before it was my turn to fight, I ran away as fast as I could. Now I have come to you with a warning. Baraka will stop at nothing to capture you. With a true Saiyan in his collection, he'd be able to make the battles even more violent.
So that's where all the strong people are hiding? Interesting.
It's strange. There was another one like you there, except he wore robes of orange.
Wait, Goku is there? But he's my tough guy rival. No one gets to defeat him until I defeat him.
I guess you'd better start training then.
For now, I'll still avoid getting captured, but it sounds like the wizard is holding a tournament for powerful fighters. I better hope I can qualify. In the meantime, how about we get you some water, Charles? You look exhausted after all that.
Thank you, Zozo. It seems you truly are the hero people say you are.
On days 13 to 15, I train non-stop to make myself even stronger, because that is what a Z-fighter does when push comes to shove. Cutting down some of the cactuses is great training for swordsmanship. I can't just rely on my fists if I want to win this thing. And I also can't let my opponent look down on the Prince of Saiyans, so I go back to that giant tarantula and challenge it to a rematch. This time, I'm armed and ready. Bring it on, you eight-legged freak. I start the fight by throwing a sand pocket, and then I run in, swinging my sword. I'm doing a lot more damage now, and my ki blast is also very helpful. Not so tough now, are you, Spidey? It tries to trap me in a web, but my sword can cut straight through like it's no problem. The bigger they come, the harder they fall. This spider is toast. Whoa, I feel like my power level is rising. This is gonna be good. I've become Super Saiyan, with 15 hearts and way stronger attacks. Tremble before me. I'm the legend that all of my enemies of the Saiyans fear. I know that Vegeta can still get a lot stronger than this, but the change in appearance shows I've made some real progress towards my goal. I'm going to prove that I'm the strongest warrior in the world. Even Goku won't be able to defeat me when I'm fully leveled up. On days 16 to 19, I dig deep into the mine in search of materials. If I can get my hands on some metal, I'll be able to have better gear to match my brand new Super Saiyan form. It feels good to be a legend. The way forward is infested with skeletons, so it looks like I'll have to take them down first. Out of my way, skeletons. You're all just jealous that you don't have muscles like Vegeta.
I guess that really struck a nerve with the leader of the skeleton horde.
You think you can come in here and make fun of us, Zozo? We're working for the Dark Wizard, and he sent us here to capture you.
Well, tell him he should have sent better. Or don't, because I'm sending you back to oblivion. The skeletons that charged me directly were easy enough to deal with, but those archers were always a pain. It's a good thing that I have Key Blast to return fire. No bones about it. You guys are done for. I take out the ones at close range and then mop up the rest. But it looks like their leader got away. He's probably going to tell the Dark Wizard that I'm a force to be reckoned with.
You haven't seen the last of me, Zozo. I'll be back.
Now it's time to give my armor an upgrade to full iron. While I'm at it, I'll craft an iron sword and iron pickaxe too. Iron everything. Oh, the irony. On days 20 to 22, I was surprised to see Charles the Viking return to the base. What's going on?
Be careful, Zozo. Baraka somehow found out where I was, and now he's followed me here to the base.
Get inside. I'll handle this. Charles went inside the base. I went to go face the Dark Wizard Abraka alone. He was waiting just outside. I'm ready for you this time, Dark Wizard. Show me what you've got.
Foolish Saiyan, you are light years away from being able to defeat me.
We'll see about that. I threw a sand pocket at Abraka to blind him, then followed up with a Key Blast shot. To my surprise, he wasn't there. He was right behind me instead.
You've met the Viking, so you know why I'm here. You know about the battle to find out who's the strongest fighter in the world.
I swung my iron sword at him, but he avoided it.
Will you accept my challenge?
Oh, so now you're giving me the choice.
It's because you've grown a bit stronger, Zozo. If I fought you now, I couldn't go easy on you.
Is that right? I'm not afraid. Bring it on. I threw another pocket of sand at the Dark Wizard, and this time he was blinded. I followed up with a few powerful strikes from my sword. Yeah, I really got him.
That's enough. Don't make me destroy you, Saiyan.
The wizard summoned an explosive block of TNT. I ran for cover as it exploded. When I looked back over, he was gone. Was he really holding back, or just afraid of what the Prince of Saiyans could do? Either way, I would happily take him on again and find out. On days 23 to 26, I was finally able to start farming the cactoids and cactyrants for materials. And this is the fruit of my labor. No, not the prickly pears, even though they did drop a lot of those. Using the thorns that the cactyrant dropped, and with a little bit of crafting, I can make a thorn shooter. Looks like building a training center in the middle of the desert has its perks. This new thorn shooter will be my ranged weapon of choice. I don't know what kind of totally crazy warriors I'll be facing when, and if I take the Dark Wizard up on his challenge. But it'll be good to have some variety in my attack options.
Stu thinks that thorn shooter is really cool. I'm impressed.
Thanks, Stu. Let's go test out this weapon in the desert. Who knows? Maybe we'll even find some strong enemies to defeat. Me and Stu headed out to the desert and made a few targets out of sandstone. They'd be a perfect way to focus my shooting skills. Bam! Bam! Look at those targets go down. This thorn shooter is so powerful.
Hey, can Stu try that thorn shooter? I've got a score to settle with another monkey back in the forest.
Yeah, maybe I should keep it for now, Stu. I feel like things are about to get even crazier. And if you'd like to find more of my videos, you should like, subscribe, and type ZOZO in the search bar. It never fails. On days 27 to 31, I start to add some of the more durable material to the statue of King Vegeta. I want to make sure his armor is absolutely perfect. For the blue parts of the armor, I've got to get my hands on some diamonds. But that's a really rare material, so it looks like it's time to go underground. Stu, hold down the fort while I'm away.
You can count on Stu. It's not like I'll monkey around while you're away.
I venture down into the underground, farther than I've ever gone before, until I am greeted by the bright light of orange lava. Somewhere in these lava caves, I should be able to find a vein of diamond. It looks like a couple of magma cubes don't appreciate me trespassing down here. If the cactus blocks damage me when I touch them, there's no way these things don't. The last thing I want is to touch any kind of magma in a place like this. Gotta put my thorn shooter skills to the test and take them out at a distance. Magma cubes always split into smaller magma cubes when they take hits, so I won't keep moving until they are completely gone. My Key Blast area attack helps with that. Just past the area where I thought the magma cubes... Wait, where are the diamonds? Huh? No diamonds down here. Well, then I guess I'm gonna need to find another way to get the blue for the King Vegeta statue's armor. Wait, I have a plan. If I mix sand, gravel, and some blue dye together, I can make blue concrete blocks. That'll do just fine for now. On days 32 to 35, I felt tired from all the farming and training I did, so I couldn't access my Super Saiyan form. I'll have to rest soon, but for now, I received another visit from my old nemesis, the skeleton that ran away from me in the mines. Still working for the Dark Wizard, I see.
You're gonna get it now, Zozo.
I brought the Desert Lord with me, and he doesn't take too kindly to some Saiyan wannabe building bases in his desert.
Well, too bad. I am the Prince of Saiyans, and I don't take orders from the likes of you guys.
Then I guess we'll have to fight you.
The Desert Lord ran at me. I won't lie, he was big, and I felt a little intimidated. Thankfully, I didn't have to fight him with my sword. I was prepared for a battle, and my thorn shooter had full ammunition. Eat my thorns, Desert Lord.
No way! You've got a thorn shooter! No fair! Let's mosey on out of here.
Cowards! The skeleton and the Desert Lord ran away. Hopefully they won't be back again. It looks like some of the other mobs have returned as well. The gang of coyotes are back. Didn't I already teach you guys a lesson?
We know, Zozo, you're very strong, but that's why we need your help.
You coyotes need my help?
Yes, our friend the tribal gremlin was taken by the Dark Wizard's second in command, the champion Colossus. He's holding him in his fortress until the Dark Wizard wants him to fight.
You took some gremlin before he got to me? I guess I'm going to have to see this for myself. Your friend is as good as rescued. On days 36 to 39, I set off to go save the tribal gremlin from the champion Colossus. Those coyotes are going to owe me one. Whoa, is that the champion Colossus's base up there on that hill? I really need to start expanding my base if I want it to look like that. He had a pair of iron golems guarding the gate, and there were gargoyles on the rooftop. I don't know what I was expecting from the Dark Wizard's henchmen, but this guy must be really serious. I can't just fight my way in there. I'd be totally outnumbered. I'm going to need a solid plan if I want to get in there and save the coyote's friend. I made my way around the entire mountain, searching for any less guarded areas that I can sneak into. On the far side of the fortress is a tunnel, but I'll still need to avoid those gargoyles that are flying around on patrol. I guess I'll have to use a frontiersman's cap to engage stealth mode. Sorry, raccoons, your sacrifice will not be soon forgotten. I'll need your tails to make the cap, and if I can use this to free the tribal gremlin, it'll all be worth it. But what if something even scarier is waiting for me down in the tunnel? Wait, I said earlier Vegeta isn't afraid of anything. I need to be courageous. The tribal gremlin and all the coyotes depend on me. Tomorrow, it's go time. On days 40 to 43, I'm sneaking through the fortress and avoiding detection from the mobs that the champion Colossus has been using to guard this place. I'm still not scared, obviously, but if they know I'm here, they might suspect the tribal gremlin of planning an escape and do something to hurt him. The coyotes would never let me live that one down. Using the thorn shooter, I can pick the mobs off from a distance without them ever knowing I was there. As long as I'm doing it one by one, of course. First, I take out a couple gargoyles. Then, I finish off the iron golem, guarding the entrance to the fortress's dungeon. I've got to be careful though, because even though these guards are nothing to worry about, the champion Colossus is somewhere in this place, and he has to be almost as strong as the Dark Wizard. After a whole lot of sneaking about, I find my way to the tribal gremlin cell. Hey, gremlin, up and at them! The coyotes sent me here to rescue you.
Oh, good. I was getting tired of waiting for a good fight. Let's get out of here.
You say that like you could have left at any time.
I've never slept in a fortress before. It was kinda cool, honestly.
Well, I'm building the ultimate training gym out in the desert. If you need a better place to crash, you should stay at my base. The tribal gremlin seems sure of himself. Either way, we make tracks and find our way back to the coyotes.
Thanks, Zozo.
On days 44 to 49, I continue crafting more blue concrete for the statue of King Vegeta. He is going to look so regal. It'll be the centerpiece of my base when it's finally finished, but a job this big requires the help of many friends. I had Stu gather fur from the forest that I could use to line the king statue's tail.
Stu can get you all the fur you need. Just don't ask whose it is.
Charles, on the other hand, went to the ocean for some lapis lazuli stone. That way I had 2 shades of blue to work with for the armor.
Blue is my favorite color. Vikings love the sea after all, and I'm no exception.
While everyone else is gathering materials for the statue, the tribal gremlin and the coyotes are building a sandstone wall around the perimeter of the base.
Does this look good, Zozo? Don't worry, guys. I think it looks great, no matter what anyone says.
I've got a few larger rooms for training and keeping spare weapons, and I also reused some of the materials from my fences to build a pen for the tamed cactoids. Stu also came back from his last trip with something I'd never seen before.
Hey, Zozo.
What is it, Stu?
I found a bunch of banana blocks in the forest and thought we could use them to make even more bananas.
This is your wildest idea yet, Stu. But I guess having enough bananas to go around never hurt anybody.
That's the spirit. Bananas to all, and to all a banana.
On days 50 to 53, the Dark Wizard finally reared his ugly head. And he wasn't alone. By his side were all of the henchmen I'd come to know and hate. The skeleton leader.
I told you I'd be back, and now I'm back. Again.
The Desert Lord. He doesn't say much. And most terrifying of all, the champion Colossus. He's probably pretty upset after I managed to sneak into his fortress and save the tribal gremlin.
I'm pretty upset that you managed to sneak into my fortress and save the tribal gremlin.
Told ya.
The time for your reckoning has come, Super Saiyan Zozo. I may have offered you a choice before, but now you have stolen 2 of my fighters away. That is unforgivable.
Well, have you thought that maybe those guys didn't want to be taken prisoner?
Intriguing. Now perish.
I felt my power rising, and once again, I turned back into my Super Saiyan form, ready for the fight. The Dark Wizard's forces attacked the base. Everyone did their best to repel the attack, but the champion Colossus was simply unstoppable. I couldn't worry about him now, because Skeleton and Desert Lord had closed into melee range and were looking to take me down.
Yeah, no match for us this time, Zozo.
I drew my iron sword and took out the Desert Lord without much difficulty. The skeleton was a lot tougher, but even he couldn't withstand the power of a Super Saiyan. Speaking of Super Saiyan, I felt my power level grow once again as I buffed up to Super Saiyan Blue. I've got 30 hearts and I can fly now. How do you like me now? I was so excited that I almost didn't notice that the Dark Wizard and the Champion Colossus were retreating, and they had taken Charles with them. Charles, no! On days 54 to 57, myself and the other NPCs in the base did our best to repair the walls and training room. Nothing could repair the loss of Charles the Viking though. We had to get our friend back. He didn't deserve to fight other warriors until the end, and he definitely didn't deserve to fight Goku before I got to. I went to the tribal gremlin, half wondering how he didn't get captured when he had already gotten taken beforehand. How can we get Charles back?
It's simple. We go and save him because we want to, and we succeed because we believe we can.
That doesn't sound like a real plan.
The true warrior does not need plans, only the will to triumph.
Okay, look, TG, I just need to know if you have any idea where this Tournament of Champions is being held.
Fine. The truest warriors know that there is a Colosseum deep in the Nether, where only the mightiest fighters have gone. I think Baraka has probably chosen that place as the location of his tournament.
Nether Colosseum, got it. How do I get there?
The only functioning portal to the Nether in this world was inside of the Champion Colossus's fortress. After you broke in, they most likely destroyed it so you couldn't follow them.
Well, there has to be a second portal. Otherwise, how could they get back to the Nether with Charles?
Think of it this way, Zozo. You could scour the entire world for that second portal, or you could be a true warrior and build one yourself.
Well, I guess I do want to be a true warrior. Building another portal it is. On days 58 to 62, I finally found an underground cavern with some diamond veins. Jackpot! I know that lava caves can be dangerous, but they're perfect for finding diamonds and also the obsidian I need to make the outside of the portal. But of course, diamonds come first. I'll need a diamond pickaxe to mine those obsidian blocks, and full diamond gear wouldn't hurt either. In addition to the magma cubes from last time, there are a few other mobs deep inside the lava caves, like these fire elementals that really meant to do me harm. But now that I'm a Super Saiyan 2nd grade, my buffs to melee attacks without a weapon are through the roof. I can punch cactuses bare hand, magma cubes barehanded, and now even the fire elementals can be defeated with just punches. After I dealt with those mobs, I got back to mining, and before too long, I had all the diamond ore that I needed to make myself a diamond pickaxe. And since I'm here, I think a newly upgraded Super Saiyan deserves some super cool diamond armor and weapons to match. That's right, I'm now decked out in full diamond armor, and a diamond sword too. Next, I rerouted some of the water in my base into the lava caves, creating a field of obsidian blocks ripe for mining. I'll be ready to make that nether portal in no time. But there are a few last things I need to do before I can start my quest to finally defeat the Dark Wizard. On days 63 to 66, I take a break from building my portal to continue work on the statue of King Vegeta. Wow, it really is starting to look like him. I wonder what the real King Vegeta would say if he were to see us now.
This is King Vegeta saying, subscribe to Zozo for more cool adventures like this. For the sake of all Saiyans, you should hit the red button and then the bell.
On days 67 to 70, it's about time I went to the Nether and settled this. I craft a flint and steel out of materials I found in the caves. Then, I gathered my obsidian blocks and arranged them into the shape of a nether portal. I used the flint and steel to light the obsidian, and boom! The Nether awaits. Not too far from the other side of the portal was a giant coliseum over a huge lake of lava. Of course, it had to be close, since a Baraka was kidnapping warriors from nearby. But I never would have found it if I wasn't in the Nether. I guess me and the tribal gremlin are even now, since he gave me the hint about this place. Don't worry, Charles, I'm on my way. I made my way toward the Colosseum and found that it was guarded by a pair of zombie Spartans. No doubt the undead remains of warriors that had faced their demise in the Dark Wizard's arena. But they weren't going to stop me. Thorn Shooter, go! Blam, blam, blam! With a few whacks of my diamond sword, I knocked them down for good. On days 71 to 74, I stepped into the Colosseum only to be surrounded by a cheering crowd of skeletons in the stands. The arena itself was empty, except for another fighter who was standing not so far away from me. He looked really tough, too.
Are you my next opponent?
I'm Zozo, and I've come to rescue my friend Charles the Viking.
I don't know who that is, but I have heard of you, Zozo. Long have I dreamed of fighting a Saiyan warrior.
There's no talking you out of this, huh?
Of course not. I am willing to fight any worthy opponent until the end, and that goes for you too.
The Aztec warrior ran towards me and attacked. He was strong, so I took some damage. I had to play this smart, so I flew into the air and shot him with the thorn shooter a couple of times. Then I landed behind him and hit him with a punch. I drew my diamond sword, and the two of us faced off.
You fight as well as the legends of your people suggest, Zozo.
I don't understand. Isn't Goku here? If you wanted to fight a Saiyan, why don't you fight him?
There is no Goku here. I would have remembered facing another Super Saiyan before you.
But Charles said there was a guy in an orange robe.
I did face such an adversary, but he was no Saiyan. If he was, I probably would have been defeated, like I have been defeated now.
And with that, the Aztec warrior fell. No more time for arena battles. I had to go find Charles. On days 75 to 78, I went to the barracks below the Colosseum and found Charles down there among the prisoners.
Zozo, thank goodness. I knew you'd come to rescue me.
Let's go home, Charles. I've done my share of fighting in this arena, and I say we don't give the Dark Wizard any more satisfaction. We ran backwards towards the arena, but as misfortune would have it, there was an ambush waiting for us. The champion Colossus stood ready to take us on. Well, take me on anyway. Did you think I was gonna have Charles fight this guy? Get behind me, Charles. It's time for Super Saiyan Blue Zozo to show the champion Colossus who the strongest fighter in the world is.
Strongest fighter in the world? Well, that would be me. This isn't the first tournament that the Dark Wizard of Baraka has held. I was the winner of the last one, and he let me go in return for becoming his eternal servant.
That's a sad story, but you're no match for me. I'm stronger than any warrior here. You can't beat me.
We shall see. On guard, Zozo the Saiyan.
The champion Colossus was definitely the strongest enemy I had fought up until this point, but there was no way I'd let him beat me. Too much was on the line. I reached for another pocket of sand, but I was out. Oh no! The champion Colossus hit me hard and sent me flying. Literally flying, because I can fly.
Is that all you've got, Zozo?
Leave Zozo alone, you big jerk.
Charles rushed in for a surprise attack, but it was all in vain. The champion Colossus hit him once, and he was struck down on the spot. Charles! I wouldn't let Charles throw his life away for nothing. I hit the champion Colossus with my diamond sword over and over until finally he collapsed. He was defeated.
Good job, Zozo. You avenged me.
Charles, you're gonna be fine.
I was destined for Valhalla the moment I was captured. You are a true warrior. It's always been you. Take care of yourself, Zozo.
And with that, Charles was gone. I made my way out of the arena and back towards my nether portal. On day 79 to 84, I was still in the nether when I heard the wicked laughter of the Dark Wizard of Baraka echo behind me.
I've finally done it!
What is it now? I turned and saw the Dark Wizard had grown to a massive size, and he was brimming with power. Holy moly, what happened to you? He cruelly stared down at me like I was an ant he was about to step on.
Now that all the greatest fighters in the world have perished in my arena, I, Dark Wizard of Baraka, have been able to absorb their martial arts and become master of magic and might. I am now the perfect being.
You're not perfect. You're not even close. You just stole the strength of a bunch of other people. You don't deserve to have their power, especially if you had to destroy them for it.
It is not for you to decide what I deserve. I have become a true warrior, and that means that all I need now is the will to triumph. Compared to that, what do you have, Saiyan, with that meager power you've gathered?
Maybe I'll never be the strongest, but at least I know who I am. I'm Zozo, a Super Saiyan, a Z-Fighter, and a truer warrior than you'll ever be.
You'll be nothing once I've destroyed you for good.
He stepped forward with the stolen power of all the fallen warriors. I knew I couldn't fight him just yet, so I turned and ran through my nether portal. As soon as I got to the other side, I used my diamond sword to break the portal, trapping the Dark Wizard in the netherworld. That should hold him for now. On days 85 to 89, I told the others at the base that Charles didn't make it back. They understood what it meant. He was in Valhalla and at peace. What mattered now was making sure that a Baraka paid dearly for all the warriors he had sacrificed to gain his dark power.
Hey Zozo, Stu knows how bad you must feel about the rescue mission, so Stu decided to cheer you up by giving you a powerful new weapon. This will definitely help you defeat the Dark Wizard.
Stu gave me a banana bazooka, which was many times more powerful than my thorn shooter. This would be my new ranged weapon. Thanks, Stu!
Like Stu always says, bananas make everything better.
Later on, I completed the statue of King Vegeta, finally adding the diamond blocks he deserved to his armor. Nice! I had a feeling that the Dark Wizard would be on his way soon, so I went to seek the advice of the tribal gremlin. TG, I need your help.
The true warrior has finally arrived.
What?
I'm speaking about you, Zozo. You went down to that Colosseum and fought and returned. That means that you are now the strongest fighter in the world. You are the champion who must set things right.
What can I do? A Baraka still has so much power.
You have power too. You just need to awaken it. There is a great waterfall behind the high cliffs. If you train there, you will be able to unlock your full potential.
On days 90 to 94, I followed the tribal gremlin's advice and sought out the great waterfall. The cliffs were really steep, so I had to use my flying abilities to climb up them. It's a good thing I still don't take any damage when I fall. Thinking back, this was the place I started my journey almost 100 days ago. It was remarkable to think how much I'd done in all that time. I had made friends, won battles, and even traveled to a whole different dimension. It was crazy. There were many waterfalls around this area, but somehow my spirit could tell which one would actually unlock my full potential. I trained my skills with both my sword and my punches, and I could feel myself growing stronger by the day. This is it. I'm going to become the true warrior I was always meant to be. At one point, a few giant lizards attacked me and tried to interrupt my training, but I saw this as another test of my power, and I fought them all off. The banana bazooka that Stu gave me was an excellent weapon for dealing with enemies at a distance. Of course, my melee attacks worked just as well. I will be the one who defeats the Dark Wizard. Me, Zozo, I've got this. When I finally reached the last day of training, I knew that I was the most powerful that I had ever been. A magical halo appeared in my inventory when it was over, probably to show that I had achieved my potential. On days 95 to 97, I was at the base when the coyotes told me that they had found another portal to the Nether, deep in an emerald cave across the desert. It must have been the same portal that the Dark Wizard used to take Charles back to the Nether when the one in the fortress of the Colossus was destroyed. Without a doubt, the Dark Wizard would be using that portal to re-enter the world and wreak havoc. I wasn't about to let that happen though, and prepared to meet him there and settle our score. But first, I had to enchant my gear and put the finishing touches on my base. Using the diamonds and obsidian from the lava caves, I crafted a few enchanted books and gave my diamond armor the Thorns enchantment. It would sacrifice durability, but in exchange, those who hit me would suffer damage. By now, I had enough green dye from the cactus blocks that I was able to make a green carpet across all the floors of the inside of the building. There were now enough bananas and prickly pears to feed an entire village, and with the help of the tribal gremlin, I was able to plant a lovely garden in the shadow of the King Vegeta statue. This place was now the perfect gym for martial artists and warriors everywhere to come and train, and I'd make sure that the world would be safe enough for them to do so. On day 98, I got some last-minute training in with the tribal gremlin. As a fellow warrior, I respected everything he had done for me until now. I promise when I return, nobody will have to worry about the Dark Wizard ever again. Please cheer for me in the comments and let me know what character you want to see me play as next. Tomorrow would be the test of whether or not I was a true warrior, so I spent the rest of the day getting ready. It was almost time for the final battle. On day 99, I was in the Emerald Cave, standing in front of the Nether portal, when the Dark Wizard finally stepped through.
Zozo, this is a surprise. You ran from me last time.
Never again. I'm going to stop you right here. If you don't want to fight, then go back to the Nether and leave us alone.
What fun would that be? I need to be on this side of the portal, where weaklings like you live.
That's where you're wrong, Abraka. I'm no weakling. I'm a true warrior, and I use my power to protect people. You will go no further. I fired the banana bazooka a few times to slow the Dark Wizard down. As he got closer, I drew my sword and attacked.
You think you could beat me in that form? Pathetic Saiyan.
His attacks were pretty strong, but my thorn enchantment did damage back to him.
Oh, clever trick, but it won't be enough.
Maybe you're right, Dark Wizard. But then again, this isn't even my final form. I started up the halo and allowed the power of my potential to flow through me. I spirit awakened one last time and gave me the power to become Ultra Ego Vegeta. 100 hearts, full power. Here we go. I will not let you destroy this world. With my new Ultra Fists, I punch the Dark Wizard over and over. This is for Charles! The Dark Wizard tried to strike back, but in Ultra Ego mode, the more damage I take, the more damage my attacks dealt.
No, all my power, it's being used against me.
It's not your power, but this is mine. With one decisive blow, I punched the Dark Wizard into space dust. Sayonara! The battle was now over. On day 100, I found Stu training with the tribal gremlin in the gym to become a stronger fighter. I guess he really looks up to the Saiyans after all, and all that true warrior talk set a positive example. There's nothing wrong with having a martial arts student, but I guess I wasn't expecting I'd become the master at the end of my journey. I'll be on guard here at the base while I train Stu and anyone else who shows up, because after all, there will always be people like the Dark Wizard who misuse power. From here on out, I'm going to make sure that the power is in the hands of true warriors. On day 1, I spawned in as Monkey D. Luffy, the rubber boy with a straw hat. Yo ho ho, I'm going to be the future king of the pirates. But it looks like I'm just a little kid for right now. At least my dreams are big. I gotta go find some good food to eat so I can grow up to be super strong. But there's nothing around this village but coconut trees. Whoa, a storm is rolling in. I better take cover. Is that a lightning bolt or a person?
That's ye straw hat, Zozo. I be Captain O'Kilowatt, and you've had the misfortune of washing ashore of me island. Here you will be doomed to wander the many dangerous terrains in search of me greatest buried treasure. If ye succeed within 100 days, ye may keep what ye find. But if ye fail, ye will never be allowed to leave.
Buried treasure? Well, Monkey D. Luffy is a pirate, so that treasure is as good as found.
Ye had better hope that you find it, or ye will never voyage on the sea again.
Challenge accepted, you stormy scallywag.
Good luck, Zozo. You'll need it.
Captain O'Kilowatt laughed evilly and rained down lightning on the village, so I ran for cover. He attacked several houses and even wiped out the villagers. Talk about no mercy. I have no idea how big this island is, but I'm going to scour every block of it until I find that buried treasure. The dangers ahead are completely unknown, but I will face them with a bravery suited for the future king of the pirates. On day 2, I started to explore the nearby tropical forest. I have 6 hearts right now, so I need to stay in the least dangerous areas for right now. Who knows, maybe the buried treasure is in the easiest place to find it. That would be one crazy trick, wouldn't it? Oops, did I say this forest wasn't dangerous? What I meant to say was, it's filled with ghosts. Somehow, they kinda look familiar. Are you guys the ghosts of the villagers from back there?
Yes, we are. Why couldn't you have been hit by that lightning instead of us?
Just lucky, I guess?
Not for long, Zozo, because we ghosts are going to haunt you.
Oh no, I can't punch ghosts, and I don't have any weapons that can affect them. I gotta run to safety. Ah, get away from me! All of a sudden, I saw something swoop down from above. It picked me up and carried me away from the ghosts. When I got my bearings, I saw that I was at the top of a tall tree. There was a bird with a colorful beak in front of me. Were you the one who saved me?
Yes, sir. I'm Stan. Stan the Toucan. And whenever there's someone in trouble in this tropical forest, I come to the rescue.
That's cool, man. I'm Zozo. Want to join my pirate crew?
Sure can, man. Every great pirate needs a bird sidekick after all.
I'm looking for the buried treasure of Captain O'Kilowatt. Do you know anyone who can help?
I just might. Follow me.
On day 3, Stan the Toucan took me to a small workshop among the trees.
Wait until you meet my friend, Titus the Armorer. He makes all sorts of useful items.
Sweet! An armorer could be useful to have on my pirate crew. Yes. He could make me items and gear fit for a pirate king. I looked around and saw lots of really awesome armor. Did you make these all by yourself?
Sorta kinda, my good pirate. I do the crafting, but it takes brave adventurers like yourself to gather materials for me. I've had loot brought to me from all the terrain on this island, and I always take what I'm given and make it into something better.
Neat! I've accepted Captain O'Kilowatt's challenge, so I'll be visiting all of the terrains myself. What can you tell me about them?
Well, the main ones are the ancient ruins, the Cloud City, and the Misty Maze. Nobody who has looked for Captain O'Kilowatt's treasure has ever found it. but there's plenty of rare items I can make for you if you bring me back stuff from each of them.
So, you're saying I should visit each of those 3 terrains in the next 97 days if I want to have a chance at winning?
Pretty much.
I set off for the terrains without a moment's delay. Luffy never passes up a chance to adventure. He also never travels without his crew, so I took Stan the Toucan with me. On days 4 to 5, I was still in the tropical forest, so I made sure to gather wood from the trees. Once I had enough, I made my first set of tools. The wooden pickaxe will serve me well in gathering stone, but I won't be needing them for long, because I'm gonna use that stone to craft myself a set of stone tools. Alright, time to build a base for the brand new Straw Hat Pirate crew. I laid a bunch of wood blocks for the foundation and made sure to give lots of space for all the new friends I'm going to recruit. I get the captain's quarters, of course, and Stan gets a birdhouse all to himself.
I too can believe this base is wonderful, Captain Zozo.
Oh, I get it. Toucan. Well, 2 can play that game, Stan.
Very funny. But leave the puns to me, won't ya?
Gotta put a kitchen in here, too. I may not have a chef on my crew yet, but I am starting to get really hungry. While I was placing down the chests, I saw a strange item fall out of a tree. Say, isn't that the gum gum fruit? It is! Not only did it fill up my hunger bar, it also made me stretch out like a crazy rubber boy, and I grew to the size of regular Luffy. I've got 9 hearts now. With that much health, I'll be able to last much longer in a fight with mobs now. I'm that much closer to becoming the king of the pirates. Yo-ho-ho! On days 6 to 8, I was on my way to the ancient ruins when I saw a flock of giant penguins. How adorable! Except, they didn't seem friendly at all, because they were chasing someone down, and it looks like another human. And look, they're wearing an enormous chef's hat. Well, now I gotta help. I was so mad that I started smoking, and my skin turned red with anger. Now my fists are stronger than my sword. Looks like the gum gum fruit I ate earlier gives my punches extra knockback, and I'm going to need it because these penguins totally outnumber me. I need to hit them quickly and then dodge. If they surround me, I'm dinner. With a gum gum powered punch, I took down the biggest one and the others retreated. March back home, penguins. Don't mess with the future king of the pirates. You okay, chef?
Thanks to you, I am. But how did you know I was a chef?
Just a lucky guess, based on the fact that you are wearing this slightly oversized chef's hat and a chef's apron.
You got me. I am a chef, named Skylar. I'm going to the ancient ruins to find a spice that can really cook my cooking up another notch. Wanna come with? I could really use a bodyguard.
Sure, I'm headed there myself, looking for treasure.
Personally, I think food is the greatest treasure of all.
I like both treasure and food, for different reasons, of course. I can't eat gold. Or can I?
You really shouldn't try to eat gold. It's not food.
I'll take your word for it. You are the chef, after all. On days 9 to 10, I arrived at the ancient ruins, the first of the dangerous terrains that I must explore to complete the challenge. Before going any further, I decided to consult my loyal crew. So, Stan, Skylar, are you excited to explore the ruins?
You know it, Captain Zozo.
Excited? No. Eager to find the ingredients? Yes. Remember, this place is dangerous.
What are you so worried about?
It starts with that giant dinosaur right behind you.
I thought these guys went extinct years ago, but it seems like I might be the extinct one if I don't get out of here. Ouch! That bite took away a lot of hearts. If only I knew how to use all of my different gum gum powers. Skylar has a weapon, but even together we're no match for this dinosaur. We've got to run away and fight another day. My crew and I ran away from the ancient ruins. Captain O'Kilowatt wasn't kidding around when he said these terrains were dangerous. And this one was only the first one.
That was pretty brave back there, Zozo. Even if you didn't win.
My hunger meter was getting low again, so I decided to go back home and grab a bite to eat, which would be a lot easier now that I had a chef on my pirate crew. On days 11 to 12, I made sure that Skylar felt right at home as the head chef of the new Straw Hat crew. I built her a small house and made the food preparation area even bigger. To make sure we had plenty of ingredients, I also constructed an outdoor farm and a flower garden where we could grow plants and made pens where we could keep animals for meat. Of course, no pirate base would be complete without a flag to tell intruders who we are. The skull and crossbones mean business. Yarr! We'll be heading back to the ancient ruins in a few days. Anything else I should know about that place?
I heard that Captain O'Kilowatt has members of his own pirate crew guarding each of the terrains.
No way! He has a crew of his own?
Yes, and you're going to become a part of it if you fail the challenge. At least, that's what's happened to all the other ones who tried it before.
He forces people to join his crew. That's terrible. I can't let that happen to me.
Just be careful, Zozo. The other pirates thought that way too, before he got them.
Don't worry about it. I'm not like those other pirates. I'm gonna be king of the pirates. I can talk big, but these former challengers would all be strong opponents. I had to get in gear to face them. I decided to train my battle skills by fighting some cave centipedes underground. I gave their legs to Titus the Craftsman, and he was able to make me a special suit of armor that could climb walls. That'll come in handy later. On days 13 to 15, I was in the tropical woods when I realized I needed a new way to train. Stan, what should I do in order to get stronger? I need to become powerful enough to take on the dinosaur in the ancient ruins.
Have you thought of going to one of the other dangerous terrains first? Maybe you'll be able to find something to help you there.
That's a good point.
Might I recommend the Cloud City? With your new climbing ability, you should be able to get up there through the mountains.
I'll leave right away. I set off for the highest point on the map, climbing the walls with my centipede leggings until I reached the top. At the top of the mountain, it started to snow and visibility decreased. But wow, this place is amazing! There was a bridge connecting the Cloud City to the top of the mountain. Who knew there were materials that could be used to build buildings on top of clouds? I'm definitely gonna have to take some of these special blocks back with me. I better grab them fast because I can hear something inside the city. It looks like I've got company. An ice gas is flying towards me.
So you must be Captain Zozo. I'm afraid you won't find any treasure here.
Are you a member of the Kilowatt crew?
Yes, I am Ghastly Gust, the keeper of Cloud City. My wind powers will blow you away.
I could feel Ghastly Gust attempt to launch me off of the mountain, but I didn't give in. This was a fight I had to win if I was going to complete the challenge. The Ghast had ice ball firing abilities, which trapped me in ice and slowed me down, while also hurting me. With my Gum Gum abilities, I was able to stretch upwards and reach the gas. This way with my punches, I pummeled Ghastly Gust. When I took him down, he dropped some sort of weird key. I wonder what this opens. During the fight, it seemed like I had achieved a new level of strength. I decided to return to the base and placed one of the cloud blocks on the ground. Nothing happened. Oh, this thing is broken. I want a refund. I started jumping on it, and I suddenly leveled up. Sure enough, I was faster, stronger, and could jump 2 blocks higher. Whoa, I've gone to second gear. In this most powerful form, I have 21 hearts. The training was a success. On days 16 to 19, I went to explore the Misty Maze. Since I had defeated a member of Captain O'Kilowatt's crew at Cloud City, I figured I could do the same here. True to its name, the Misty Maze was easy to get lost in. There were also skeletons everywhere, which is never a good sign. Speaking of signs, I found a mysterious note inside of the treasure chest along with another key. The note said, I have searched throughout every corner of the Misty Maze, and there is no trace of Captain O'Kilowatt's buried treasure. I did find this key though, so whoever finds this treasure chest might have a chance to use it. What were these keys? It looked just like the one the Ghastly Gust dropped. Suddenly, I was attacked by the skeletons. They must have been guarding this treasure chest for Captain O'Kilowatt. Take this! You can't stop second gear. I found my way out of the maze with the key in hand. On days 20 to 22, I went to the beach on the edge of the island and fought some aggressive walruses. They weren't that tough now that I had gotten stronger, so I was able to gather their tusks as material. I mined some pearl blocks so I could trade it to the craftsman in exchange for a better helmet and boots.
Here you are, Zozo. New and improved armor for a pirate captain.
Thanks, Titus. With stronger defenses, I went back to the ancient ruins. I had the feeling that I could find a third key there. The dinosaur last time was still roaming around, but I was geared up in more ways than one. I made short work of it. Wow, I really have gotten stronger.
But not strong enough.
Who are you?
I am Anubis, the true guardian of the ancient ruins. I've been sent by Captain O'Kilowatt to defeat you here and now.
He must really want to protect that buried treasure. Let me guess, it's here, in the ruins?
You wish. The treasure is in a place where you'll never reach.
Was the buried treasure not in any of the terrains I'd been to so far? Just then, Anubis was struck by a lightning bolt. It was Captain O'Kilowatt. But why did he attack his own crewmate?
You were a fool to give away clues so easily, Anubis. I have no room on my crew for fools.
I was tempted to fight him then and there, but I knew I wasn't strong enough. So I just grabbed the key he dropped and ran away. On the way out of the ruins, I grabbed some spice from the ground. Just what Skylar was looking for. On days 23 to 26, I returned to the base with all 3 keys and also the spice for Skylar.
Thanks, Zozo. Now I can complete my ultimate recipes.
Let me know if you make anything with meat in it.
You still have to catch some animals if you want a meal to happen.
Well, you're the boss, Skylar.
No, I am the chef. You're the boss.
I thought I was the captain. With the previous dangerous terrains unguarded, I could now gather materials from all of them. But first, I went into the cave to mine some iron ore so I could upgrade my stone tools to iron ones. That way I could mine even deeper. Just because I know there isn't treasure doesn't mean I shouldn't dig. I decided to go back to the ancient ruins where there are stone brick blocks. These are perfect for building a sturdier wall. And now, I was even able to build floating buildings just like in Cloud City. Borrowing some of the designs I saw in the Misty Maze, I created a series of secret passages that could be used to mislead any enemy pirates who tried to sneak into the base. Skylar came out of the house to give us a leash to help with the animals. I could use it for capturing animals, and I made sure to gather up some of the tastiest creatures I could find. I buffed up my defense by building a wall out of the strong blocks I had found. Even though the base was coming along great, I still wondered what to do with the 3 keys that I had gotten from fighting Captain O'Kilowatt's crew. I'd have to explore the island tomorrow and see if there was a way I could use them. On days 27 to 31, I traveled to a part of the island I had never been to before. It was a valley covered in smog. I wonder where it's all coming from. Even though it was hard to see, I could sense somebody sneaking up on me. Who's there? A pirate I had never seen before stepped out of the smog.
Oh no, I've been found. Forgive me, Captain.
It's okay. I'm not going to hurt you. Probably. Who are you?
My name is Jovi the Ice Pirate. I'm a member of O'Kilowatt's crew, but I can't stand by and let him imprison other pirates anymore.
You should come back to base with me. It's much safer out there than hiding in this smoke cloud.
Okay, I'll bring my special materials as well. They can only be found in this valley.
Jovi went to mine some of the material, and I left the smog valley with him to return to the base. His special material, bronze dragon scales, were perfect for crafting an even stronger suit of armor. In the meantime, I added another tower to the base, and of course, more pirate flags. I also gave the outside of the wall a decorative wooden layer to make it look more like a pirate ship on land. Wow, that's perfect! Then Jovi came walking up to me and gave me a few samples of the bronze dragon scales. Now to go see Titus about that armor. I went to visit the craftsman and showed him the special materials. It seemed like they brought back memories for him.
These materials come from an island, far away from here. They're from a suit of armor I made back when I was undertaking the challenge.
Wait, these are your materials?
Yes, and the armor I built using them was one of my best. It belonged to a very dear crewmate who is sadly no longer here.
I'm so sorry, Titus. Do you think we'd be able to rebuild the armor?
We have to go back to that valley. The rest of it could still be down there.
On days 32 to 35, Titus and I went to the Smog Valley and searched for the remaining pieces of the armor. The smog was so thick that it made it difficult to find anything, but it turned out that it was coming from some kind of huge factory. I noticed there was a door on the side of the factory with 3 keyholes. Those must be where the 3 keys go. Just then, we were ambushed by several giant trolls from the smog. There's so many, how can we stand a chance?
Captain Zozo, you must unlock the door. I'll hold them off.
But Titus, you're not strong enough.
Who do you think I am, Captain? I am the craftsman, and these are my crafts.
Just then, Titus equipped a really cool set of armor I'd never seen before.
Now go, find out what's in there.
I ran to the door and unlocked it, knowing that I may never see Titus again. His armor could survive the attacks of those giants, but not for long. Using the time Titus bought me, I put all 3 keys into the door and it began to open. Yes. Titus, come on! It's not too late! But it was. I turned and saw him fall to the ground after an extremely hard hit from the giants. Titus! I ran in and knocked down one of the giants, surprised at my own strength. But the next one hit me and took away most of my hearts.
Captain, I've done all I can. Equip my armor. It's the only way.
Okay. With Titus's enchanted armor, I fought back against the giants, fueled by the rage at what they did to my friend. When they were all defeated, the armor vanished into thin air. It was gone, and so was Titus. On days 36 to 39, I went through the large door that led to the factory. It was dark inside, but I soon found a light switch. I flipped it on and saw this place was up to something really sinister. Giants, like the ones outside, were being modified on a conveyor belt to become tricked out cyborgs. These must be Captain O'Kilowatt's secret weapons. What is he planning to use them for?
Beep boop. Intruder alert.
Uh-oh, an evil robot. Time to show no mercy. I hit the mechanical menace hard, and he was launched back. Yes. I was ready to go for round 2 when the robot seemed to stop fighting.
Where am I? Where's the rest of my crew? Where's Titus?
You knew Titus, Mr. Robot Man?
Yes, we were members of the same pirate crew. I was captured here and turned into a cyborg.
No way! That's terrible! I wondered if O'Kilowatt would do the same to me and the rest of my friends if he captured me.
Captain O'Kilowatt's first mate did this to me with his powers. He's a man named Retro Gary who ate the Borg fruit. He has my real body. We have to get it back.
Don't worry, we will! For Titus.
Thank you!
It seems like I was able to snap Titus's old friend out of his cyborg mind control. Sometimes you gotta beat the mob inside to save yourself. On days 40 to 43, I built a memorial to Titus on the front of my base. Rest in peace, legendary craftsman.
You did everything you could, Zozo.
Thanks, Stan.
This base is the safest place on the island now. We should let some of the good people from Cloud City live here.
Good idea! I built some more floating dwellings inside the walls of the base. That way, the Cloud villagers could live the way they were used to. We went to the Cloud City to invite the friendly Cloud villagers to come live with us, and they agreed. There are so many people living at the base now, and all of them are counting on me to find the treasure. I can't let anybody down. I promise I'll become the king of the pirates.
I believe you can do it, Zozo.
Oh, hi, Jovi. How are you liking the base?
I'm really grateful for the fact you took me in. I also thought I should tell you where you can find more of those materials I brought with me.
You mean the pieces of Titus's armor?
Yeah, there's more of it at my old hideout near the Smog Valley. It's in a badland where Captain O'Kilowatt tests his lightning powers.
Sounds like I'll need to be careful, but it means getting the rest of those materials. I have to do it. For Titus! If I could complete that armor, I'd be able to face Captain O'Kilowatt and his secret weapons with my friend's ultimate work. I prepared for a journey to the Badlands. On days 44 to 49, I traveled to the Badlands. Lightning strikes had destroyed this place. There were no mobs anywhere, not even friendly ones. But there was Captain O'Kilowatt. He was practicing his lightning strikes, just like Jovi said.
I see you there, Zozo. You're almost halfway out of days to complete my challenge. Are you sure you want to take me on now and cut it short?
I'm only here for the rest of Titus's armor, O'Kilowatt. I'll deal with you later.
Oh, how brave. But I'm afraid you have misunderstood whose armor it is. I am the one who controls the island, so everything on it is mine. I have already gotten those materials for myself, and I'm going to use them for my secret weapons.
You mean those cyborg giants?
Yes. In fact, I have a prototype for you to play with right now. Enjoy, Straw Hat Zozo.
Captain O'Kilowatt disappeared by summoning lightning on himself, and one of those giant cyborgs showed up, armed with special futuristic enchantments. I was not going to back down. The cyborg was big and had a huge reach, but I was quick and ran around to avoid its attacks. I launched a barrage of second-gear punches at the cyborg, toppling it over. Some secret weapon you are, you belong in the recycle. But even that wasn't enough. The giant cyborg started chasing me towards a rock wall. On days 50 to 53, I was backed into a corner. The giant cyborg was still attacking me in a canyon. I climbed up the wall with my centipede leggings and dropped down to strike from above. Gum Gum Battle Axe! That one looked like it did some real damage. I had to keep going while I had the advantage. The mob was really strong, but I managed to knock it out with some more punches. Man, that was just one of those secret weapons. If more were unleashed, I don't know how I could win. I need to go home and eat some good food. I couldn't worry about that now though, because the giant had dropped some of Titus's armor pieces. When I touched them, I could see Titus and his crewmates in the past. I could see them exploring all of the Misty Maze, Cloud City, and the ancient ruins. All of them were wearing powerful suits of armor. In the ancient ruins, Titus even knocked down a tree with only one swing. That's how strong he was. It seemed like they almost defeated Captain O'Kilowatt back in the day. But Retro Gary helped out and turned Titus's friend into a robot. He destroyed the armor, and using a slingshot, he scattered the pieces of it throughout the Badlands in the valley. I had no idea Titus had been holding on to so much sadness. I'll make sure to complete the challenge so that nobody will ever have to face a defeat like that here again. On days 54 to 57, I made my way back to the factory to see if I could learn any more from Titus's robot crewmate. When I arrived on the inside and flipped the switch, I saw that a bunch of the giants had broken the conveyor belt and started to run free. This is probably bad for Captain O'Kilowatt in the long run, but it's bad for me right now. Those giants seemed really angry.
Looks like you could use some help.
Thanks, Robo-Man.
A friend of Titus is a friend of mine.
Working together, we managed to defeat the ordinary giants. They dropped some kind of giant power-up too. I suddenly grew bigger and became Luffy, 3rd gear. Yo-ho-ho! It looked like I arrived at the factory just in time too, because the conveyor belt was filled with the rest of the armor shards.
Yes. I wore these once, when I was fully human. They belong to you now.
Thanks, Robo-Man. I promise to get your body back. When I finally made it back to the base, I went to Titus's chest and picked up the last armor pieces I needed. In the chest, I also found Titus's hammer. I went to the crafting table, and doing the best I could, I put the special armor back together. Somehow, it felt like Titus was watching over me, guiding me through the crafting process. I swung the hammer over the pieces on the crafting table, and the recipe was complete. I equipped the armor, and it looked like it would protect me really well. Almost a bit too much. The helmet provided so much protection, I could barely see out of it. Maybe for now I'll take the helmet off. I like being able to see where I'm going. Now that I had put on the restored suit of armor, I saw another vision of the past. Titus was digging into the ground at the tropical forest. What did this mean? Should I try to search for treasure there? On days 58 to 62, I stocked the animal pens and loaded up the farm with all the delicious ingredients I found while exploring. Onions, rutabaga, sweet berries, and beetroot. Now the meals for my crew would be the tastiest of all time. Skylar made a big meal for everyone at the base. We set up a large picnic table, and for once, things were peaceful around here.
Bon appetit. Enjoy your feast.
Oh boy, there's meat, veggie, all of the food groups. This is the best. After dinner, I decided to mine so that I could have powerful tools to match my new set of powerful armor. Since one of my moves is called Gum Gum Battle Axe, I figured along with the rest of the tools, I could craft a diamond battle axe to use for chopping wood and enemies alike. They'll never see this coming. I decided to have the inside of the base look like a pirate ship to match the outside, and lined all the inner walls with dark wood. I made sure to keep lots of chests around to fill with gold. Can't have a pirate base without any treasure of our own. When all of this is over, I'll have O'Kilowatt's treasure in here too. On days 63 to 66, I went back to the tropical forest with Stan to see if maybe we could find the spot where Titus had been digging in the flashback. I don't see anything that looks like that place. What about you, Stan?
Why are you asking me? I didn't see the flashback.
Oh, yeah, right.
You did say he was digging, so maybe you should try that hole over there.
This looks a little deeper than the… Whoa, I'm falling in! I tumbled down into the shaft, leading deep down below the ground. If I hadn't caught myself with my wall climbing, that might have been it. But look at this place. There's a huge, empty chamber lit by torchlight. That's weird. It feels like there should be something in here. I dug around on the floor and found an unusual sarcophagus hidden among the rocks. It flung itself open, and out came a mummy. Back off, you gift-wrapped meanie!
Thank you for setting me free. I've been trapped inside that box ever since my captain lost the silence challenge.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were going to attack me. Say, what was your captain's name?
His name was Captain Anubis. I was the most loyal member of his crew. Is he okay?
No, I'm sorry. But I'm putting together a crew to stand up to Captain O'Kilowatt. Do you want in?
Of course. I don't like that guy at all. Also, this place was supposed to be where his treasure was, but he only put me here.
Where do you think the rest of it is?
I don't know, but first things first, you've gotta help me get out of here.
Oh, we can just climb out. Oh, right. Only I can do that. On days 67 to 70, I used the diamond tools I crafted to dig a tunnel leading back above ground. I broke open some of the blocks, and a devourer jumped into our path. It growled and hissed. Please tell me you're friendly too. It definitely wasn't, because it tried to devour me. I guess that's where the name comes from.
If we don't defeat that devourer, we'll never get out of here.
Don't worry, Mummy. I'm your captain now, and I won't let anything bad happen to you. I meant those words too. All the other pirates who came to this island before me may have lost their way, but I made a vow that I'd keep everyone safe. That's how I'd become the king of the pirates, and no devourer would stop me. After I finished it off, the mummy and I continued our progress towards the surface. No other mobs showed up to attack us, so the rest of the journey was easy. Before I knew it, we were back near the top of the hole inside the tropical forest. Stan was waiting for us, and he seemed happy to see that I survived.
Great to see you, Captain Zozo. But who's that mummy guy with you?
I was once part of the crew of Anubis, but after seeing the bravery of Zozo, I've decided to join up with you guys.
Well, the more the merrier.
We all went back to the base together and had another delicious dinner to celebrate our crew getting even bigger. It was great to see so many people joining the team. I couldn't help but feel like we were all becoming one big happy family. On days 71 to 74, I was in the Badlands when I saw smog was everywhere again. I decided to take a look around. It's kinda hard to breathe in here, but this looks just like the smog in the valley where I found that factory. That must be important. But what's even more important is that you find more of my adventures by searching ZOZO in the YouTube search bar. I walked for a long time before I saw exactly what I expected. Another factory for making those cyborg giants. I might have stolen back the armor pieces, but it seems like Captain O'Kilowatt still hadn't given up on his plan. And there he is. I'll have to take him on.
Foolish pirate! Have you forgotten that I train here? Taste me lightning!
He started hitting me with lightning bolts. The armor was helping me avoid the worst of it, but he was too fast for me to get a lot of hits in. I realized I was still too weak to beat him, so I hightailed it out of there. I'll have to return to that factory later, but until then, the Badlands are off limits. That terrain is too dangerous to take lightly. On days 75 to 78, I was back at my base and doing some more work on the interior, mostly by making the dining room bigger and more decorated. This is the place where everyone eats together, so it's gotta look nice. While I was thinking about all the friends that were already here to stay, I was surprised to get a visit from the robot.
Zozo, I've come to help you unlock the full power of the armor you are wearing.
This armor can become even more powerful?
Do you remember back when Titus wore his own special armor? How it made him way stronger than usual, while also granting him protection.
Yeah, I saw both of you use that armor power in the flashback too.
You can use it too. It was powered by the friendship between Titus and myself. That's our secret weapon.
But how do I do it? I became friends with Titus while he was alive, but now he's gone.
But I'm still here, Zozo, and I've come to give you what you are missing. I'm going to give you my friendship.
Right. We fought together at that factory. We're definitely friends now. I accepted his friendship, and the power of the armor began to awaken. At the same time, so did my own power. I grew again, becoming Luffy 4th gear. Now I have 45 hearts. I'm almost strong enough to defeat Captain O'Kilowatt now. I can feel it. On days 79 to 84, I decided to destroy the new factory with my 4th gear strength and supreme armor. For Titus, of course. And also because now, I actually could probably do it. There are a bunch of those cyborg giants, but they were incomplete without the armor pieces that now made up my armor. You're no match for the power of friendship. My crew gives me strength. It was amazing to see how much stronger that I had become. These giants that were once going to be an unstoppable army were now completely unable to beat me. I feel like I can unleash even more strength. Gum Gum Super Jump! I grew massively, so I jumped on top of the factory, breaking through the roof. There were more robots inside the factory too.
Look, he wears the captain's armor.
Were these guys part of Titus's crew as well?
Yes, we were captured and made into robotic servants by Retro Gary. Our real bodies are with him.
Wow, I really need to do something about him. It seems like he's inconvenienced just about everyone.
And how? Also, each of us kept a little bit more special material hidden away, in case the captain ever came back for it.
Excellent! I could use that to make some tools out of it. Goodbye, diamond tools. Hello, special material tools. Now I've got a full set of armor and everything made of a material that gets stronger with friendship. I might as well call this stuff friend metal. On days 85 to 89, I got back to base, only to find that there were mechanized mobs attacking. Could there have been more cyborgs? No way, I thought I got rid of them all. Don't worry everyone, the captain is here to help. These cyborgs were made from the Devourers rather than the Giants. It seems like Captain O'Kilowatt had branched out and started making minions out of other things. They started retreating, but I'm gonna follow them back to the source. You won't get away that easily! I ran as fast as I could until I bumped into someone. It was another human, and they appeared to be carrying a bow and arrow.
You can call me Sharpshooter. I came here from the Island of Snipers in search of buried treasure. I was challenged by a pirate captain who controlled lightning, that if I didn't—
Sorry to interrupt, but I'll need to stop you right there. I'm actually on that quest right now.
Oh, having any luck?
Luck? Not exactly, but I'm doing pretty well at this point.
Well, let me know how it goes if you manage to get the treasure.
Thanks? Personally, I think it has been more trouble than it's worth. The real treasure has been the friends I've made along the way. On days 90 to 94, I found that the cyborgs had gone back to a third factory. Man, how quickly can they build these things? This one was the biggest factory of all, and I could tell why. Because Retro Gary was right there, ready to fight with me.
Well, how do you do, Straw Hat Zozo? Your crew has become quite the source of trouble for my boss, so I'm gonna make sure that you're no longer a threat.
You can't beat me, Gary. I've got the power of friendship on my side.
Your power of friendship is no match for the power of my Borg fruit. Cyborg Devourers, combine with me and go into Super Mecha Retro Gary mode.
Retro Gary combined with all of the minions to become one super powerful cyborg. This would be a tough fight for sure, but if I won, I'd be able to get all of Titus's crew's bodies back. I swung my special material axe at Retro Gary, and it seemed to do a little bit of damage. He can be hurt, which means that I can win. His attacks were really strong, but so was my armor. I stood my ground and continued to hit him over and over again. On days 95 to 97, Retro Gary still hadn't admitted defeat, but then again, neither had I.
Borg Blaster!
Gum Mallet! We traded attacks until I noticed some of the cyborg parts were starting to fall off of him. He was getting smaller with each attack. Soon he'd be back to normal, and that's when I could take him out.
Captain O'Kilowatt and I are going to create an army of invincible cyborgs created from the world's strongest pirates. And both you and that armor are going to be our finest work yet.
Me? Become a cyborg? You're dreaming, Gary. But here's a better dream. I'm gonna be king of the pirates. And with one final punch, I smashed his robotic body into pieces. Before his power faded away, Gary laughed maniacally. Apparently, he had one more secret left to reveal.
Zozo, there is no treasure. It was just a story we came up with to lure pirates here to this island. The whole time, our plan was just to gather the raw material of our cyborg project. The other pirates were too weak, so they just became those low-level servants. If only I won against you, we'd finally have a perfect subject.
With that, his power reached 0. Could it be true? Was there really no treasure? Either way, I'd have to take down Captain O'Kilowatt to protect my friends, my crew, and the world from his evil plan. On day 98, I returned to the base and told everyone what happened. To my great delight, all the members of Titus's crew had gotten their bodies back when I defeated Retro Gary.
It seems our friendship with Titus was strong enough to grant you victory in this battle.
It's not over yet. I've still got O'Kilowatt to take care of.
We'll be right behind you.
I stopped by the house to visit Skylar, who had been preparing a welcome back meal for me ever since I left to go fight Gary.
Here you go, Captain. This has all of the best ingredients. It was made as a sign of my loyalty to this crew, and also our friendship.
Thank you, Skylar. I don't know where I'd be without you, and I'd definitely be going hungry. Just then, Jovi and the mummy approached.
It seems you made good use of all that special material.
It wasn't the material, Jovi. Captain Zozo's courage is what allowed him to defeat Retro Gary.
If I'm being honest, I think it was a little bit of both of you guys.
It was material.
No, it was courage.
Material.
Courage.
Okay, guys. I get it. Just stop fighting. I was so thankful to see that everybody was safe and sound after the cyborg attack on the base. Well, almost everybody. There was still one important friend that I had to go see. On day 99, I headed back towards the destroyed village where everything had begun almost 100 days ago. That was the place where Captain O'Kilowatt had challenged me. But now, it would be the place that I would challenge him. But before that could happen, I remembered to walk through the tropical forest and say hello to Stan.
Hey, Zozo, it's your toucan man, Stan. It's hard to believe how much we've been through to get here.
You're telling me, friend, but treasure or no treasure, we're gonna see this through until the end.
Somehow I knew you'd be the pirate to save us all. I knew it from the moment you set foot on this island.
Stan and I walked together to the starting point and saw that Captain O'Kilowatt hadn't shown up alone.
Your time is almost up, Zozo. You may have defeated Gary, but I still have a few more giant cyborgs left. And once I juice them up with my full lightning power, they will be invincible.
Yeah, right.
That was Skylar's voice. She was here, and so was the rest of the crew.
We've got this, Captain. We'll take on the giants while you settle things with Captain O'Kilowatt.
My crew sprung into action. I was so grateful and proud of all of them, but now I had to do my part. I was going to send Captain O'Kilowatt flying once and for all. He flew away into the clouds. By grabbing onto Stan, the two of us flew upward into his last retreat. On day 100, I landed on the Cloud City Island and came face to face with Captain O'Kilowatt. You shouldn't have lied about the treasure, or turned people into cyborgs, or destroyed Anubis, or all the other evil things you did. You're a really bad captain, you know that?
Oh, spare me. We're pirates. We're supposed to be the bad guys. We steal things. We're selfish. And we don't let something like friendship stop us from reaching our goals.
That's where you're wrong, O'Kilowatt. I won't even call you a captain anymore. You're just the guy I need to beat before I become the king of the pirates.
King of the pirates? Ha! Keep dreaming.
I will. I'll never stop dreaming. I'll never give up. And I'll never let you hurt anyone else. We charged at each other and began our greatest battle yet. His lightning bolts were as potent as ever, but with my courage to guide me, I pushed through. I channeled my inner anger and suddenly grew in size. Then I landed a 4-gear punch on him. It looked like that really hurt. Guess he wasn't as tough as I thought. He was just really good at dodging. He was at the edge of the cloud, and I punched him super hard, sending him flying to another smaller cloud. I used my Gum Gum super jump ability to get to him. One more attack like that, and you're done.
You'll never hit me again. I'm going to destroy this cloud with me lightning powers. Feel the storm.
Sure enough, the clouds began to fall away beneath me. You can't make me fall. Too bad I had nowhere else to jump. This left me as an open target, and O'Kilowatt launched everything he had at me.
This be the end, Zozo.
No, it's the beginning of my dinner. I pulled out Skylar's welcome back meal and ate it. My health and hunger were instantly restored. Yummy!
What?
Good food from a good friend can weather any storm.
You still can't hit me.
Over here, Zappy!
Stan flapped around near the bad guy's head. That was the only chance I needed. I jumped off my platform and smacked him in the face. Bye-bye, Gum Gum Fist! That did it! O'Kilowatt was sent flying into the distance, never to be seen again. As I fell back towards the ground, I smiled, because I knew there was no way this was the end. My entire crew sat on a trampoline made of cloud blocks to catch me. I landed safely among all my friends. They were the real treasure, one that could never be buried. And as Pirate King, I treasure them always.